The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers Podcast, show number 341, being recorded on February the 13th, 2021. I am one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, also known as Jesus Walks Out. Today, I'm joined by my friend from Little Ohio, the Mayo. Welcome back, Steve Willier. Welcome.
Hey, Jesus. How you doing?
Hi. How's it going? I'm doing good. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. A little chilly here in Ohio, but...
That's right. Also, it's a little chilly here in Oregon, but...
Yeah, I hear you got some snow.
We did. Did you see Jonathan Hall snowboarding on his fucking street?
I did. I was impressed. He killed it out there. Doing some backflips he was doing. He looked like some SSX tricky going on over there.
Yeah. Motherfucker was snowboarding on his street. Yeah, he lives on that hill right there, so... I didn't even think of that. That must be a bitch to get out of when it's fucking snowing. But yeah, he was snowboarding down the hill there. And yeah, seemed like fun. But anyways, we also have from the West Coast, the best coast, our friend Nypron is back. Welcome back, Nypron. Welcome.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
Special guest Nypron. Welcome. Well, we're doing mighty fine. How you doing, sir?
Hey, pretty good. And it's pretty cold down here in San Diego, too.
Yeah.
And I know Mayo is making fun of my...
Pretty cold.
The weather down here.
Probably fucking 67 degrees or something, right?
Even Jesus is making fun of your weather down there, and he's like, oh, yeah, it's cold.
Yeah, it's probably like fucking 50 degrees. What is it up there?
Yeah, it's about 50 to 40.
I mean, cold.
At night. What?
That's nothing.
It's cold to me.
T-shirt weather.
Yeah, I know that Brink showed me a screenshot in Antarctica. It was like negative, or it was like 28 degrees the other day, and it was also 28 degrees in Wyoming. I'm like, holy shit, dude, that's fucking cold, man.
But then you see Leahy posting stuff like up in Canada where he's at, and it was like minus 30 last week in spots, and then minus 50, and he was showing pictures.
But that's in cold. Celsius, though. That's in Celsius.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know.
Negative 50? What's negative 50 in Celsius? Isn't it like 10 degrees?
50 in Celsius? Isn't that like negative 100 degrees? Something like that.
I don't know. Let's do a negative 30 Celsius. Because I've seen that before. Negative 30 Celsius. It's negative 22 degrees in Fahrenheit.
Okay. So yeah, they're like... It was double.
Yeah. Anyways. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. You can follow us on Twitter at _Horrible Gamers. They will serve you on iTunes, Google Podcasts, all that good stuff. Also, join our community, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community. It's a close group on Facebook, so that means anything you post in the group stays in the group. And also follow our Facebook page, Horrible Gamers Podcast. In that page, we post when we have new shows up. We post memes on there. We post links to shit in there. Also, you can support the show by heading on over to Patreon at patreon.com/Horrible Gamers, like our friends. I have to log in here. Fuck. Like our friends. Let me pull up the list. Michael Sitch, Jason Sams, Robert Noble, Sean Patrick, Chad, Vader Holic, The Commandalorian, Native Lives Matter, Henley M, Jesse Kraft, The Mayo, Robbie Wheat, Adam Sunday, John Jerome, Evan Tanaka, Jonathan, Evan, Bigger, D, and Bill, still even the biggest D, Gardner II. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, you guys, for being Patreon machines. I love all of you. And shout out to all of you for being part of the Patreon family. Anyways, let's move on now, guys, and give a quick shout out to our friends over at Stitcher, Stitcher.com/premium, where you could sign up for a premium account. With Stitcher, you get access to ad-free listening, exclusive content, and so much more. When you sign up for Stitcher Premium, you get exclusive network access to some podcasts that are only available on Stitcher and other stuff. There's tons of stuff on there. Like there's just like special contracts they have for like NBC, CBS, and all that shit. You get access to all those shows as well. So you may wonder to yourself, Mayo, what does it cost to sign up for Stitcher Premium? Well, let me tell you.
It's got to be a lot.
No, not at all. It's only $3.99 a month or $34.99 a year. That's it. $34.99 a year for ad-free listeners and all that good stuff. Yep. You get stat tracking with your podcast. You get to see how long you've listened to the podcast, how many years you've listened to a podcast, how many hours you listen to the podcast, how often do you stop a podcast, what's your favorite podcast. It keeps track of all that for you automatically if you use Stitcher. So if you want to use Stitcher Premium, you can by signing up over at Stitcher.com/premium. But use promo code HorribleGamers to get yourself a free month of said Stitcher Premium, whether you sign up for a year for $34.99 or a month-to-month subscription. It does not matter. Get yourself some Stitcher Premium for free. Use promo code HorribleGamers, all caps, no spaces. That's right. Now, if you want to look cool, that's right, Mayo. I know you want to look cool.
Always.
You want to head on over to Redbubble, Mayo. Head on over to Redbubble.
Okay.
You want to look cool?
Going there right now.
Search Horrible Gamers. Buy yourself a nice hoodie because it's snowing outside. Get yourself a nice hoodie, some nice shirts, some nice long sleeve shirts there in Nypron for you San Diego weather people.
Ooh.
Some coasters, maybe yourself a nice mask, because you have to wear a mask everywhere now. You get a nice mask. You get yourself maybe an acrylic block, maybe some socks or a clock. It all depends on what you want. It should be available there at Redbubble for you. So I suggest you head on over there, get yourself some merchandise, support the show, look cool while you're doing it. It's a win-win for everyone. Also, let's give a quick shout-out to our friends Fowler and Twistic for the intro song to the podcast called The Breakout, and the outro song to the podcast done by Broke for Free, Night Owl. Shout-out to both of them. Also, shout-out to Ricky Alfaros and MacMod for their music and contributions to the podcast. Also, guys, today's show number is 341, Nypron. Do you know the significance and the meaning of the angel number 341?
No. What does it mean?
All right, let me tell you here. Angel number 341 notes to all the people facing integrity and honesty challenges, Mayo.
Mm-hmm.
It is a sign that you must practice sincerity and character by being honest for the sake of your future. It is a sign that in your line of work and the environment you're living in, you are needed to be truthful and honorable, and that will sustain you and take you forward, Mayo. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a plan.
Words of wisdom.
Very. Bringing knowledge here to all the listeners. All right. All right, guys, so be truthful and honest, Mayo, and sincere, and we'll move forward. Okay? Okay.
Okay. Got it.
Let's talk about what we've been playing this week. I've been playing some games. Y'all been playing some games. Let's get into some video games! Gunny couldn't make it this week because Gunny got stuck on the side of the road with his Jeep.
Yeah, he's probably getting somebody with a, like an S10 pickup to pull him out, probably.
Probably. I mean, Gunny thought he was cool. He's like, I got my Jeep. I can drive on the side of the road. And he went off-roading and he got stuck again.
Yeah, that 20-inch lift that he put on his Jeep wasn't enough.
Fucking $13,000 later was not enough of a lift. Now he needs to go higher. He needs to get another 20-inch lift on top of that.
He needs to just turn it into a monster truck, and then maybe he wouldn't get stuck.
One of those big-ass fucking wheels.
Yeah, like Need them like 6 foot tall wheels.
Yeah, 6 foot tall wheels on that fucking thing. You know, like just fucking driving. There was a truck here in my town. No joke, dude. It had like the wheels on that fucking thing were probably like at least 8 feet tall on each side. And then it was like a little, it was a Chevy pickup, like a little tiny Chevy, like an old school pickup.
Like an old S10 or something then?
Yeah. And that thing had like a fucking lift kit on it, dude. But the fucking wheels, I shit you not, they were probably like 8 feet tall, maybe 10 feet tall. The fucking wheels were huge on that thing. That thing stood like as tall as a house, like a 2-story house. I'm like, how the fuck do you even get in that truck? like, how do you even get in there, dude? How do you even drive this thing down the road? How do you even see where you're going with this thing? You know, like this thing is huge. How the fuck? And this like people drove it. I'm assuming, because it was like parked in front of a house. Like somebody drove it and parked it there. I'm like, okay, it's fucking wild. See, I could see Gunny doing some dumb shit like that, putting like big ass fucking tires on this fucking Jeep. So he doesn't get stuck anymore. He's tired of being stuck in the mud. Sorry, Gunny. Hopefully next week you'll be here. This week you're stuck in the mud. That sucks. But speaking of being stuck in the mud, I'll tell you what game I didn't play this week. That's Mud Runners. Fuck that game.
Or Snow Runner, right?
Yeah, fuck that game too.
You got plenty of practice this week the way it sounded.
We played some more. I played some more Battlefield 4. Been playing that lately. And Battlefield 4 is just an incredible game. I mean, it holds up even to this day. And like playing everything on Ultra, and then you, what did I do? I ended up doubling up the resolution to like 150, 175%.
Uh-huh.
So it's at 1440p, but it's at like at 175% of 1440p.
So it's like almost 4K.
So it's almost 4K, and it looks incredible. I'm like, holy fuck, this game looks so good. You know, it looks like pretty much like a modern generation fucking title almost. You know, it looks so fucking good. And it holds up, and, you know, the shooting holds up, and everything's still, you know, it's Battlefield. It fucking works. So I was playing that the other day, kind of by myself, just randomly playing. And one of the funniest things that I noticed while I was playing was this. I noticed this guy in my squad, and I noticed his name was Mayo something, and I was like, what the fuck? And I looked down, and it said, like, Mayo is my favo. Like my favorite.
Oh, yeah. You sent that to me, and I screenshotted it, so I can pull up exactly and tell you what it was. It was, it says Mayo is my favo. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit, dude? Like who the hell is trolling me right now? Like is this the listener just trolling me right now? Just like, I'm gonna join Jesus in Battlefield and fucking make fun of him for losing. Just let him know that Mayo's better.
Yeah, fuck you, Mayo. I was pissed, dude. Mm-hmm. I was fucking pissed. I was like, fuck this game. After all that,
uninstall.
I just was a little pissed off, you know. Got a little salty about that. But I will confirm that I still got my sniping skills in Battlefield 4. I'm very good at camping at our spawn and shooting people from our spawn in the head from like a mile away. I'm very good at that. I could do that still. As far as everything else, I cannot do anything else. Like, I can't fly jets in the Battlefield 4. Like, I don't know how people do it with mouse and keyboard, man. I could never fly a plane or a helicopter with the mouse and the keyboard. I just can't. Like, It is fucking goddamn impossible to do it. Like, I could drive a tank, and even that's a little clunky, sort of, but I could still get the hang of it and still, like, do okay with the tank or something, or a Jeep or something. But a fucking helicopter with the mouse, and you gotta like tilt it forward, like pushing the mouse up and then pull the mouse back, and then you're using WASD and you're using space and shift and fucking, it's like, what the fuck, dude? How do you do this? Like, I hated it. I hate the mouse and keyboard controls for the airplanes and the helicopters in Battlefield is trash. Use a controller when you're using that, but the shooting feels good when you're mouse and keyboard. So it's kind of like a toss-up, right? Like, you gotta have your controller like right there on standby to like use a fucking helicopter or something, but then as soon as you're shooting, you gotta switch over to mouse and keyboard, you know? It's fucking kind of weird. But yeah, Battlefield 4, everyone. Woo!
Yeah. I know a lot of people do that. Like, they have a controller on standby, and whenever they hop in the plane, boop.
They just grab it, pick it up, and so you know how it is. You just hit that button, and it automatically changes over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only way I could see some people flying these planes. I'm like, how the fuck do you do so good on an airplane? Like, it was kind of crazy how good some of these people were on these jets. And, you know, obviously, like, these people have been playing this shit for, like, 8 years now or whatever the fuck, you know? So, they're obviously really good at the game. Anyways, besides Battlefield 4 and playing all that amazing shit, blowing shit up and whatnot, me and Leahy went over and we played some more Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PC. And that game still never ceases to amaze me. Like, it's probably my favorite multiplayer in the moment, you know, for, like, PC. It is just so good. It has a lot of players, and yes, there's bots in some matches. Yes, there is bots, but overall, it's just a lot of fucking fun. It's always double XP. It's like always double XP. It's just double XP all the time. So, like, you're constantly ranking up your characters really fast. And it's fucking epic when, like, you have, like, all the heroes in, like, one area just fucking fighting it out with each other. Because yesterday we had some pretty cool moments where, like, I ran into a fucking checkpoint, and there was legit, like, probably, like, fucking 6 Jedis in there all fighting each other. It was, like, all, like, the fucking Empire, like, fucking Darth Vader, Darth Maul and shit, and fucking, like these fucking crazy motherfuckers, and then you got, like, Yoda and fucking Luke Skywalker and shit on the other side, and they're all fucking fighting each other. You're like, what the fuck? And they're using, like, you know, like, fucking, you know, they got the force push or whatever, so they, like, force push each other, and, like, boom, everyone goes fucking flying. It's like, what the fuck? It was pretty fucking epic, man. I was like, hell yeah, this is fucking dope. But yeah, that was a lot of fun playing that with Leahy. We played a few rounds of that. And then a few rounds, we got our asses just handed to us, man. That other team was just dominating us. Like, we couldn't even move forward. Like, our team was so bad, we were just stuck in, like, the first 2 bases. We couldn't capture the next 2 bases that we needed to capture. And it was just, like, impossible to capture. It's like, what the fuck? Why is this so hard? But it's just these guys were really good, and they had, like, really high level, like cards for their superheroes. So, like, they had, like, all their Jedis were, like, purple cards. They were just fucking us up, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, when you have the purple cards on the Jedis, dude, just fuck. The Jedis by themselves and, like, the normal fucking with the weak cards are pretty good. Now, when you have it maxed out with those purple cards and you have, like, the maximum stats for everything, those things, they'll fuck you up so hard. Because they got, like, super fast refresh rates and shit. Like their shit is just so powerful, it fucks you up. But I've been enjoying the hell out of Battlefront 2, and I continue to play more of it. I fucking love that game, dude. The music, the settings, the maps, the looks. It's hard to believe that game is like 4 years old now or whatever. It really is.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Besides all that, I was looking at the Steam sale this week. And looking at considering something to buy, and there's nothing on the Steam sale that I want to buy.
There's a Steam sale? I haven't even noticed.
Yeah, there's a lunar sale going on for whatever, the Lunar New Year or something like that. And so that's going on, and there's literally nothing. I thought about buying Stardew Valley. Because I know I kind of like that game, you know?
Yeah, Stardew's not a bad game.
What? What'd you say?
Oh, that game's on sale right now?
Yeah, it's like $12. Yeah, it's like $12 or something.
Have you played Terraria, Jesus?
No.
I think I would pick up Terraria over Stardew.
Why?
If that's on sale. Just a type of game. It's kind of a crafting game, but it kind of is a side scroller, but there's a lot of digging, and it actually has a lot of objectives you can do. So it's not a city builder, nothing like that, but you're like a little hero. And you get a random generated world, and you have all these bosses to fight. There's a lot to this game. It's actually quite fun.
Stardew Valley sounds cooler.
You be like those sim games too. I'm not so much into the city builder type stuff and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, Terraria is kind of like you can build your own house. And you go find new weapons. You can craft weapons, and all these events happen. These blood moon things happen. These goblin raids will come attack you, and just different events. And like I said, there's different bosses. You have to do certain things to trigger them. It'll make them spawn. It's good stuff.
Yeah, so I might pick up Stardew Valley. I don't know about, like, I just need something to play right now, dude, because it's really, like, been a lull right now. Like, it really is. Like, there was nothing to sell that intrigued me at all. Like, I was like, well, maybe I could buy this. But, like, I guess, well, maybe I could buy that. Oh, I guess. And I was like, nothing, dude. Like, there's, like, nothing to play right now. And it's kind of fucking bullshit, It's like, how the fuck do I own, like, a PC and there's nothing to play on this fucking shit?
All these games to play, and you get that, like, you just stare at it and going, what do I play right now? Nothing grabs me,
Yeah, like what do we play right now, man? The fuck do we play?
We could play, like I said, we could play some co-op Terraria. I own it, and you can play together.
There's Valheim. I was looking at that. People keep talking about Valheim. I was like, I don't really want to do that. And there was Little Nightmares too, but it's like, that shit's $30. I don't know if I want to do that. I probably will never beat it. So I
remember buying the first Little Nightmares, and I barely put any time into that game. Like maybe an hour. And I should go back and just revisit that one since the new one's out.
Yeah. But so yeah, I've been playing. So that's what I've been playing. And then on top of that, so I went back today and I started playing some more Hitman 3. And that game is still fun. I would still recommend it for the people that are Hitman fans.
How long is this game actually? Like, if you went through, how many missions? Not many?
No, it's like 6 missions, 7 missions. It's not long at all.
But they're adding to it, correct? Maybe.
I know that the last one had DLC, and the one before that had a few maps they added. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll add like a few locations to this, like, oh, here's a new location to kill this guy or whatever. There is multiplayer mode in Hitman, but the multiplayer is like a create your own level type multiplayer. Like, you use the maps that are currently in the game, and then you create like a target in that map, and then you, as the creator, have to create like a way to kill that target. Like, you have to kill that target, and the person, who plays that map, after you create the map and the target or whatever, and you kill them, the person who plays that map afterwards, I think they have to either find out how you killed that target, or they can kill them however they want to, and they get points for that. But if they kill them exactly how you killed them, they get the maximum amount of XP and points for killing that target, just like you did it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how the multiplayer works in that game. There's not necessarily like a multiplayer. It's just like kind of like create a level, and then hopefully the other person will kill that person like you did, and they get all the points. If not, then whatever, And like I said, there's a lot of ways to kill people in these games, so you can get pretty fucking creative on how to kill someone, Whether you electrocute them or fucking throw them off a balcony or shoot them in the head or stab them in the neck or whatever, poison them, whatever, there's different ways to kill people in the game. But yeah, so that's Hitman. Besides all that, what else have I played? I was thinking I played something else this week.
Would you say the freedom of killing people has improved, like, throughout, like, all the Hitman series, like 1, 2, and 3?
The recent ones?
Yeah, like the recent ones, like,
No, it's been kind of the same. Like you can kill anyone on the map. There's really no consequences for killing anyone on the map. Like, the consequence is you get less XP. Like, if you kill a civilian, like, say you kill the chef or you kill a security guard that you weren't, like, he's not your target, but you kill him because you have to or whatever, because they're shooting at you or they're chasing you or they witness you do something. If you kill him, then you get negative XP for that. It'll say, like, you killed a civilian, that's negative 100 XP for this level or whatever. And you can kill everyone on the map. You could literally just, like, if you want to play this game like a fucking go out and shoot everything you fucking see, you could do that if you want to. You could legit just, like, walk up to the front door and start shooting the guards and then pick up their guns and shoot the next guards and keep walking through all the doors, until you get to your target and kill the target. But a lot of the times the targets, like if they're like a high-profile target you're trying to kill, they have like an evacuation plan. They're like, if they have a security team, which they always do, they usually have an evacuation plan. So if you do not know what the evacuation plan is, Like if there's like a secret tunnel or a secret path they're gonna take him through, or like there's a helicopter that's gonna land on the fucking pad or whatever, and they're gonna evacuate him to the helicopter, or they're gonna evacuate him to the fucking Hummer outside or something, or whatever, to the limousine or something. You gotta be prepared to know what the evacuation route is. That way you can kill him. Because there was a level in Hitman 1, I think, where there was this embassy level where I had to kill somebody who was in the embassy. And all I did to do that level was I triggered the fire alarm. I triggered the fire alarm, and then I just waited in the tunnel that they were going to walk through, because they were going to take the guy from the embassy and, like, escort him out, right? Like, the security, like 10 guys were going to grab him, like, Secret Service and shit. They're going to grab him and, like, take him to, like, the fucking elevator and the staircase and, like, bring him out to the garage and bring him into, like, this tunnel. It was like a special tunnel hallway type thing to get to his evacuation car or whatever. But I was in that fucking tunnel, so as soon as those motherfuckers walked in there, I like blew them all up. I put like a mine on the wall on one side, and then I put a mine on the other end of the hallway, so they were like trapped in the middle of it, and just fucking blew them all up while they were in there. And it's like, boom, target deleted, and like I killed like all his bodyguards and shit too. But I was like, well, that's an effective way to kill a fucking target, I guess, you know, like I just killed him in the fucking hallway. And then I just walked out, and it was like mission complete. So like if you know the evacuation route, you could just do that. Like that game is really, you really have a lot of freedom and based on how you want to kill people, you know. Like I said, you can go like real stealthy and poison them or whatever. Or you could like just go boss to the wall. I'm gonna fucking shoot everyone in this room because I'm tired of walking around waiting for you to do something. I'm just gonna shoot everyone, and that's it. And you could do that too. It doesn't really matter.
Do you have a preferred method? Do you like to kill a particular way, or?
I like to be stealthy as much as I can, and sometimes it's just like I get just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna like do this right now, like boom boom, and just fucking take everyone out. You know, like if shit goes to the fucking south, like if shit goes south, I'm just going like as fast as I could. I'll try to kill like the target, and if there's witnesses, I'll try to kill the witnesses real quick. Even if they're civilians, I'll try to kill them. And then I'll just try to run as fast as I can and change my outfit so no one can recognize me, and then I'll try to walk out. You know what I mean? But it's really difficult sometimes, because sometimes you get like all these fucking people chasing you and shit, like fucking cops and shit are chasing you, and you're like, fuck, I gotta kill like so many people right now. Fucking A, dude, you know? And it's like really bad when you kill a lot of people, because then you get like no XP at the end of the match. You're like, fuck, I got no points for that mission. Yeah. But you do unlock, no matter what, every time you beat the mission, no matter how you beat it, you unlock different scenarios or different like things you can do the next time in the mission, you know? Like the next time you'll have a sniper rifle, or the next time you can start inside the ball, or the next time you can start as the gardener, or the next time you can start as the cop, or the next time you can start as a security guard. It just gives you different options every time you beat it. So the game is really based on get in there, play something, and retry it over and over and over until you like perfect it or whatever. You know what I mean?
Or you get all the possible ways of doing it.
Yeah, you get all the possible endings. Yeah, because I mean, yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can kill people. Like I said, the best way that you really wanted, like the Hitman, what the Hitman game wants you to do is get the kill that looks accidental, or like, you know what I mean? Like the kill has to look like it's an accident. That's the best type of kill. That's the one you get the most points for, if you make it look like an accident somehow. So like, they're walking through the water puddle, and like they turn on the lamp, and the wire is running through the puddle, and there's a fucking short in the wire, and the wire electrocutes them or something, you know, and oh fuck, what a tragic way to die, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you know.
I don't know. I think if I ever went that way, I think it would be not a coincidence, you know. So you like just, it's
yeah,
so Hitman, you know.
Yeah, it's so like, yeah, it's really, yeah, it's bizarre.
So remember that, Jesus. If I ever found dead and I was electrocuted because I stepped in a charged puddle, you know it was something was wrong.
Somebody set you up. Fuck. But
probably Gunny. He's probably mad he didn't get host of the year this year. So maybe be Gunny. Maybe that's where he's at. Maybe he's driving to Ohio right now. And
oh shit, you're right. But yeah. Besides all that, so besides playing Star Wars Battlefront and all these other games, you know, I think that's all I played this week. Really, man. I haven't played my PS4 much this week at all. Yeah, just that. One thing that I kind of want to get into again is my VR. Because it's just been sitting there. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why do I have this? it's like my Switch now. It's bugging me, right? Like I see it every day. I'm like, why do I have you? You don't do nothing. You just sit there.
Yeah, I have my Switch, but I mean, I don't touch it a whole lot. But I never like ponder that. I'm like, it's just sitting there. It's cool, you know.
It's just sitting there doing nothing. It's just wasting power. You know, being charged all the time.
Are there not any other games coming out for the VR? Any good new games?
I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with the VR games, right?
Doesn't Steam, my Steam automatically in the bottom shows me a list all the time. Like, hey, we recommend this, or there's a VR tab on Steam even. It'll show you the new releases and all that.
Hey, what about that Hitman game? The Hitman is in VR.
I think that's PlayStation. I thought that was PlayStation only though. I'm not positive.
Ah, damn it. Yeah.
I heard it didn't look very good in VR on the PlayStation.
It has to be not very good in VR. I don't think this game would be very good in VR. Yeah. Is the whole game in VR? The whole Hitman 3 or just a certain mission?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, I haven't played much else.
I think like last year, like when the VR was starting to become big, you hear like all these games on the VR, and I was like, I don't know, it's like there's not a lot of VR games coming out.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, another game that I played today was what's that game called? Fucking game. I played it a while back too. It was called Not for Broadcast, and this is a game that I played last year, I believe.
I remember you. I remember you talking about this game.
On early access, and it's still early access, so you can still buy it for like $20 or something, 25, maybe $30.
This was like the news game, right?
Yeah. This is the news game where you're playing as you're like the guy who's controlling the news broadcast that's going out to the public. And you have to control like the cameras, and you have to control like, okay, we're gonna cut over to this commercial in 3, 2, 1. You gotta click it at the same time, and you gotta keep the station broadcast going. You know, like if there's interruption with the feed, you gotta make sure you get the wavelengths or whatever like linked up correctly to keep the fucking broadcast live on TV. And then you gotta keep the audience engaged. So you gotta keep it going up instead of down. So it's very cool. Episode 2 is out now, so chapter 1 is kind of like a tutorial. Like I think that's the demo even. The demo is the tutorial. So if you wanna just try it out, I think there is a demo for this game, and that's chapter 1 pretty much is the tutorial demo where they kind of take you through a whole episode of like the whole news broadcast, and they teach you how to like, okay, you're gonna switch over to camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. This is what doing this does. And you pick also what type of commercials you want to play for the audience. And like I said, during all this, there's a whole overarching theme of the game where like you're part of this, you work for this news station in this country that the country has had an election recently, and the new people that are in power are like these fucking weird people that are like, I don't know if they're socialists or something. It seems to me like they are, because they're like against rich people. They're like, oh, fuck the rich people. We're going to take away all their money. And like, if you're rich, we're going to take all your money, and then we're going to redistribute the wealth to like the poor people, you know, like everyone's going to be equal. There's no rich people in this country anymore, you know? Mm-hmm. So that's like the new type of people that got elected. And you start your job in day one when they win the election, and they're giving this speech about fuck the rich people, and all. You're like, what the fuck? So then later on in the game, like in the next part, the next broadcast, you have options to like play certain commercials, and like you control what images go up on the screen when they like talk about like, oh, like coming up in today's news, we're going to talk about Prime Minister, blah, blah, blah. And then you can show a picture of the Prime Minister like in a good light, like making them look good, like them smiling or something, like looking like all sharp and shit. Or you could show a picture of them being like kind of looking like evil, you know, like you know what I mean? So you can choose how to like portray the people to the audience, or to like, you're the media, you're controlling how these people are portrayed to the public. So you could, like, you as the guy who's doing this get to choose all that. And then there's also like the side story of you being at home. And when you're at home, you get like, it's not like a cutscene or anything. It's just like, you can just see like a background image of like a table, or like the dinner table, or the kitchen, or the living room or something. And then it tells you like in written, kind of like text. It'll be like, okay, you came home and your brother came in, and your brother's he's the one that's been well off, in your family. He made it big or whatever, and he's asking you for the passport. He wants your passport because his passport was confiscated, because he's one of the rich people, and the rich people can only leave the country once they hand over all their money to the government. Like, the government will let you leave, and they'll give you your passport.
But you have to leave poor.
Yeah, you have to leave poor. You have to leave all your wealth in that country. So, like, he's trying to, like, ask you for your passport, because he looks like you or whatever. He's like, come on, brother. Like, I need the fucking passport. I need to get out of here. They're trying to take away everything I worked for. And, like, you can choose to help him. You could be like, all right, dude, I'll help you. Like, here's the passport. Or you could be like, I don't know, man. Like, this is kind of illegal, Like, I don't know if I should do this, Like, the new government could arrest me for this. And then he's like, oh, come on, man. Like, please, like, I'm begging you, Like, if I don't leave now, like, they're going to fucking take me everything away from me. They're going to put me in prison and all this shit. And then at the end of the day, I didn't help him. Because I was just trying to be like the guy who's like straight government guy or whatever, like trying to like follow the government rules and shit. So I was like, no, dude, I can't help you. And he was like, fuck you, you piece of shit. Like, you're going to regret this and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, oh, I wonder how that plays out.
Yeah, wow, that escalated quickly, huh?
Yeah, like he's like all pissed off at you and shit. He's like, oh, fuck you. I hope that they come and get you or whatever. Like, you're going to regret this one day or something. You're like, oh, whoa, So like, I kind of want to see like how this shit plays out, because the game is you controlling like a TV news station broadcast, but there's also like this whole side thing of this political crazy shit going on in the country, and like you can also like report things that go on in the news station, like if the anchor said something that he's not supposed to say while off camera. You can actually find that and report that to the government. So it's a lot of cool different shit, a lot of different twists and turns going on in this game. And like you can go back and listen to all your broadcasts and watch them as the public saw them. You can actually watch them. And then you can actually like isolate different voices. You can be like, I want to hear what that guy was saying while this was playing over here. And you can like mute certain screens and be like, oh, he was talking about that girl over there. And then you go back and like, okay, who's this girl? And then you gotta like start figuring shit out, like why don't they like each other or whatever. So it's really interesting to see how this all plays out. Chapter 2 is out now. It took them a while to make Chapter 2, I feel like.
Yeah, because it's been, I want to say, maybe 4 or 5 months since you last played this?
Yeah, so it took them a while. And I mean, it could be because of coronavirus, because they're like when I say like you're watching a broadcast, you're watching live action. Like it's real people, like it's people.
It's like FMV, like full motion video, basically.
Yeah, it's full motion video. Like these people are acting like they're in a news studio or whatever, and they're doing all this shit, So it's like real people. And then, like the commercials, they even have like these commercials that they play. You get to play these commercials during the ad breaks, and there's 3 of them you get to play every time that you go into an ad break. Every time you start the mission or the level, you pick 3 tapes that you put into the cassette players, and you can pick like there's out of like 6 tapes, you can pick 3 of them, and they'll be labeled like one will be labeled like gymnastics, and one will be labeled like healthy diets, and one will be labeled like paradise or vacation, So like you can pick different types of things you can influence the audience with, like different types of commercials. And then some of those commercials will even have warnings on them. Like one of them is for like a toy, like this new like teddy bear type toy that blows up or something, and it's been killing little kids left and right in the country. And you can play the commercial for that toy, like on like to make kids want the toy, So kids want the toy, and more people buy the toy, but more kids die because you've been promoting the fucking toy on the most watched TV network.
So it's not like a split-second decision. You kind of pre-plan what you want to play. So you pre-plan everything, right? And then I think you could switch it out like at the last second, like if the commercial hasn't aired yet, and I'm pretty sure you can look down at the cassette player and just pull it out and put a new one in, if you want to.
I don't doubt that it doesn't let you do that, because it should let you do that. I haven't tried it, but it should. But yeah, it's pretty cool because all the commercials are kind of cheesy ass, like they're very cheesy commercials. Like one of them was like some guy doing fucking aerobics and shit. He's like, I'm a fucking fitness instructor, and he's like fucking like doing fucking gymnastics and dancing and shit, you know? It's like some fucking 80s gymnastic music or whatever, and it's just fucking hilarious. And there's like another one about like come visit our country for vacation, and it's like, we don't have the fanciest hotels, we don't have the nicest countryside, we have polluted blah blah blah, but we have this, and they're showing like crackheads and shit on the streets. It's like, come visit our country and enjoy your stay or whatever. It's like, what the fuck, why am I playing this? What the fuck, who the fuck wants to go visit this place, you know? And so yeah, Not For Broadcast is a pretty interesting little game. And I suggested, if you're looking for something kind of different, you know,
it kind of, like, I don't own that, but the games I do own, it kind of makes me think of Her Story, where it has the FMV where you're interviewing the lady, and you get these different tapes you can watch, and you have to figure out like if she's guilty or whatever. Yeah. But it got me thinking. It's something we don't see real common anymore, is FMV in games. I remember for a while there, we were seeing it all the time. I remember when early Sewer Shark on the Sega was out, and there's a couple other games, we were seeing a lot of full motion video, like actual live video. You know, they were filming and putting it in the game. Yeah. And it didn't look the greatest, but I think it was a way of trying to, you know, get around the graphic side of things. But you just don't really see it a whole lot. And I think it's kind of a neat aspect of a game sometimes, like the Her Story game, you know, because you basically a detective, Nypron, and you got to figure out. I can't remember if you figure out if she's guilty or you figure out who is guilty, and you play all these tapes of her being questioned, and you can go through and you get like, you're pinning up notes everywhere, and you're trying to figure it out, and you can just play through different interrogations of her, and it's just a regular actress, like a paid actress they got sitting there doing this, and you know, but it's FMV, like a regular video watching somebody, and you're just trying to figure out if they're lying or tricking you, or, you know, and you just go through it. I mean, it's a neat little game, not very expensive, but your game also, Jesus, Not For Broadcast, is, I don't think it's a very expensive game either, right?
No, I don't think so.
Like $20 maybe.
$20, right? Maybe, yeah. Let me check real quick how much it is on Steam. Not For Broadcast is on sale for 25% off on Steam. $14.99 right now.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's $15, and like I said, it's very unique, dude. Like, it's very, like the acting is kind of like, you kind of believe it. You're like, what the fuck? Like you kind of get lost when you're doing the whole, like, when you're so focused on the camera switching and like keeping the audience engaged, and you're like focusing on all this other shit of keeping the fucking station up and keeping the numbers going up, and you're like, oh, fuck, and then you gotta bleep out the cuss words and shit, you know, like if somebody cusses on the TV, you gotta like press the beep, 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 fucking, you gotta keep fucking pressing that button, you know, and then like, so you gotta keep listening for the cuss words, and then if somebody cusses and it goes out on national TV, they get all pissed off at you, they're like, oh, that shouldn't have gone out, you know, they're like, the news anchor will make fun of you and shit if you like let some of the cuss words go out, you know, so it's kind of like it's very unique. It's a very cool fucking game. I can't wait till they finish it. I wonder how many chapters there's going to be to it. Because I don't really know. There's like a set, like, oh, we're going to do 3 chapters or 6 or whatever. But it's really fucking cool.
It'd be good practice for Nypron.
Yeah.
Managing his stream over there, you know?
Yeah.
He'd be a
really
pro at
cool,
it.
Man. Check it out. I really, like I said, if you want to just try it out, if you guys are listening to this and you're like, I just want to kind of try this out, it may be my thing or it may not be. You can play the demo, and so yeah.
No, they got a demo on Steam.
Yeah, they got a demo. Yeah, like I said, the demo is like the whole first level, pretty much, almost.
Nice.
Yeah.
How long would you say a level is?
It's like an actual broadcast, like 15, 20 minutes of you like controlling the cameras. It's like It's like an actual TV show or something, you know? Like you're actually sitting there controlling the cameras and like fucking pressing shit, you know, whatever. So, yeah, there's that. Anyways.
Anyways, is that all you've been playing?
That's really all I've been playing. Yeah, there's nothing else I've been playing. Not even.
Yeah, it's been kind of a light week for me. I got involved in a couple of projects. Right off the rip here, I'll just kind of talk about, I decided the other day I didn't like my computer desk anymore. Like my actual top of my desk. Oh. It was like this IKEA top, and it was like $40 or whatever. And it was nice, and it was like, it seemed like, you know, it was real wood. Obviously it wasn't, but it just had this like honeycomb, like recycled cardboard on the inside. And so every time I would clamp like my mic stand or like a monitor mount or anything like that to it, it would just like crush the desk. And like it was, my mic stand was like completely like loose. Like I had to be really careful with it all the time. And it was driving me absolutely insane because it is split all along the edge. And you can see like this, I mean, it's the same material that the like McDonald's like cup holders comes in. You know, like that brown, like real.
Is it like a cardboard?
Yeah, it's not even cardboard. It's I don't. Yeah, I'd say it's maybe it is cardboard, but it's just recycled paper. You know, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, it is kind of stand up and down, so it gives it strength. And then the desk was nice, except for the fact you can't really clamp anything to it. Evidently, like if it was just being used as a desk, probably be fine. But with me clamping my mic arm and my monitors and this and that to my desk, I was having the problem, like I would have to re-tighten my arm and stuff, and it would just crush it even more. And so I'm like, I'm tired of dealing with this. So I start doing some research online, and I go to my local Menards, and I bought an 8-foot long piece of butcher block, which is like 1.5 inches thick. And so it's like a real light color, and this thing's heavy. This piece of wood is about 90 pounds, and it's like I said, it's like 1.5 inches thick, really, really sturdy. It's also 2 feet longer than my old desk. So I went from 6 foot to 8 foot, so I gained 2 more foot of desk space. And this thing is like rock solid. Now I get my mic arm all on here, but it was like a whole day project, taking my PC all down, unhooking all the wiring, you know, taking the old top off. I used like this double-sided 30-pound tape to put the top on because you couldn't screw into it because the old desk was so cheap and like hollow, the screws would just go right through it. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna use this double-sided tape. It took me probably an hour to get this top off. I like snapped the screwdriver in half and everything else. Like this 30-pound tape is some really good stuff, evidently. I used a lot too, but I had to wrestle with it, and I finally got it all done. You know, and then I put the PC back together. I mean, that was like a whole day project right there. I mean, it looks really nice. So it's got, like I said, this nice light color, and I have tons of room now. So good deal, nice and comfortable to sit at. One thing I did, I got on the Xbox, and I'm like, I need to get on this, you know, OLED TV. I have this new 65-inch OLED TV, you know. And I need to utilize it with my Xbox. And I couldn't find nothing to play. So I just jumped on Forza. I'm like, I'm going to play Forza on 1440 at 120 hertz. And so I started playing around, and I found on Forza Horizon 4, they have my favorite car now. And my favorite car is the new C8 Corvette. I love the new Corvettes. I am such a Corvette guy. And I guess they added it not too long ago, but you have to like complete these challenges to get it. And I think it was like a one-time like seasonal thing, and you had to do a certain thing because I couldn't figure out how to get it. And so I just went to the auction house, and I kept trying to find one in the auction house because people were selling them in there, but they were super expensive. I think I had like $12 million, and they were going for like $11 million. And so I just bought a Corvette on there for like $11 million. So I spent like all my money because I didn't really care. I had played so much of that game. I had so much money sitting in that account. I never used it, so now I'm broke, but I'm a happy guy. I have my my 2020 Corvette, and I did all the racing mods to it and stuff, so it's a beast on there. And I took it in. They remember the Forzathons? They do those things in there where you can do. It's like an online group, and it gives you challenges, and it'll be like get so many drift points, or you have to clear so much air time as a group. And so I took my Corvette for that, and it was like the worst possible one. It was a bunch of off-roading stuff, and I'm like sliding everywhere, and so it was a bad representation for that. But it was still a good time. Messing around with painting it and making it look all nice, and it looks really good on that TV. Jesus, that game, just the color, because it has HDR and the 120 hertz refresh rate support, and so it just plays really smooth, and it was fun. That TV also has really nice sound, and so the music in the game sounds good and everything. So it was pretty enjoyable. I probably sat there for a good couple hours just going through that. But the other thing I ended up doing this week is pretty much the thing I sunk all my time into, is I somehow got into back into Apex. And I had a friend of mine, Cadillacs, we talked about this last week. He hit me up and we jumped in, and it was the very end of season 7. And we played a little bit, and then season 8 started, and we've been playing more and more and more. And so I got looking. One of my friends plays with a character named Loba, and she's been a lot of fun, and learning more stuff about her. And so I'm like looking at Loba, I'm like, oh, I can unlock a character now. Maybe I'll unlock her. And so I start messing around, and they start adding all these things. They do an anniversary pack now, like this anniversary edition came out, so they're celebrating their 2-year anniversary. And they came out with like alternate skins for all the characters. And on top of that, they have some weapon skins and stuff like that for the anniversary. Then they have all these skins for season 8. And they have a new battle pass and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm looking in the store, and I find this deal where you can buy basically the anniversary pack, and you get all of the legends and 1,000 Apex coins and some skins for $25. And so I was missing like half the legends. I only earned like half of them. So I went ahead and just paid the $25, because I think each legend is maybe like $10 if you actually spend the actual real money on the credits in the game to be able to buy a legend. So I unlocked, I think, 8. So, I mean, that would be like $80 worth of characters right there if I didn't want to grind, which you can grind and get them all for free. But that's a lot of grinding. And then, so I'm like, oh, this is cool. But then they give you the 1,000 coins, which enabled me to buy the battle pass, which is, I think, $10 or $20. So I got the season 8 battle pass, which is going to give me a lot of cosmetics too as I play. And so for that $25, I got the battle pass, and I got all the characters, and I got a few skins, and I got 2 of the anniversary skins in the crates. So, but we've been playing it quite a bit here lately. I think we have maybe like 5 or 6 wins already in season 8. So.
Oh, look at you, Mister! I got all the wins.
Yeah, all the wins, Jesus. I'd probably have like a few more of you over there.
Half of these characters, dude.
Yeah, they've added since we played Jesus, they probably added 3 or 4.
Who the fuck is Crypto? I know Crypto. Who the fuck is
Loba? Is probably a new one for you.
Who the fuck is Rampant and Carissa or Horizon? Is that Horizon? Did I say Horizon?
I'm not sure. There's a girl who's like a spacesuit, and she can kind of she reverses gravity, I think. So everybody kind of like pulls upward, like their gravity is lessened, but she puts a black hole and it will suck everybody in. So like you can drop this black hole and it will pull the opposing team in, and you have to like hide around walls and stuff, or so you're not being sucked in. And then there's another character. She has like a Gatling gun, and she can put like this mini wall up, and you can crouch behind. It's like they call it like a crouch wall, but it has like a little shield, and it blocks incoming damage, bullets coming in, and it enhances your bullets coming out. It increases their trajectory and increases their damage or something like that. But she can do up to like 3 miniguns, I think, per round, and they're like a permanent gun. It has like a really long reload time, but I haven't played her yet. The Loba character is probably my favorite, and she's been around for a little while. She's neat because she can put up a store, so whenever you drop somewhere, and her ability recharges really fast. You can put up a store, and it basically lets you have access to all the items in that area in one menu. So like you don't have to run around and scan around and try to find everything. She just automatically puts it in one spot, and you and each of your teammates can take 2 items out of that area. And even if you drop hot with somebody, and if your ability pops, you can actually set that down and pull items away from, not from the people, but like as they're trying to loot, you can be grabbing the good stuff from them. So It can really change things. And then she also has the ability, because she's considered like a thief character, she has the ability to see all the purple and gold items in the game. So you can see them from a distance as little dots, and you can see them through the storage bins, and you can see them through the walls. So you know exactly where all the purple items and all the gold items are at. So like a lot of times when you have her as a character on your team, all your weapons are kitted. You're usually wearing purple armor because she can see all that stuff from a distance. So it's a handy person to have on your team. She's not like real offensive or nothing like that. You know, her other ability besides that is just a teleport. She has like a little teleport, kind of like Wraith has. Like you throw this coin and you throw it like a grenade, and then you appear wherever it lands. But you can use it to flank and get behind people. You can throw it far enough to get behind people sometimes and mess them up. And that's her pretty much only offensive ability that she really has, you know. And besides that, you're just using the regular guns and stuff. But I really like her character. Like she just seems like she's just a lot of fun to play with, that you can supply other people. And I'm not the greatest at the game, you know. My skills, my shooting skills in general are not the greatest, but you can really contribute that way, because you can be like, look guys, I can pop a store. You know, you're in a really heavy area or something like that where you know there's a lot of loot laying around, you pop that store. And it shows it on the map, and people can see where your store is at. And it also shows these little things of light like flying across the world, and that's when you're taking items. So when you take an item, wherever it's actually at on the ground, it like flies to you and automatically equips. So you can see it like flying through the air for a second in the game, which is kind of neat. Another thing they did in this game, they added a new map. Jesus, well, maybe 2 maps since you last played, but the newest map, the other night we dropped down, and I haven't had much experience with this map. It has a bunch of ledges where you can actually fall off and die. Like you're running along and you think you're going to jump up over this ledge, because it's not real high, and next thing you know, you're just like falling to your death. It's like a floating city or something like that. But in the one corner of this map, I'm with some randoms, and this guy drops us down there, and we land in this arena, right? And all of a sudden, when I drop, I get boxing gloves on my hands, and the whole arena would not let you pick up weapons, and you got to all punch and fight each other. And so basically, you're just like punching, and you know, like how you typical like Apex fighting, you can punch or kick or whatever. And as we dropped down, and I kid you not, there's like 7 teams in this ring, and we're all like punching and kicking each other. So it's all like chaotic, and then you can like run out of the ring and you can start shooting, but when you get back in the area, you can only, you know, your weapons disappear again, and you got boxing gloves on, and so there's a bunch of people crawling, and then your teammates are reviving you, and you're running back out and healing up, and then jumping back in there again and punching people. And you can't stay from the outside, because like it has like a dome, like a force field around it kind of thing, so you can't shoot into it. So you can't just go outside and grab guns and just start mowing everybody down that's in the ring. So you can't attack them from outside of the ring. And it's got like an announcer, and he's like yelling things, and he's talking about things as you're hitting people. It was pretty entertaining. But unfortunately, though, my only experience with that, I got knocked in it. And because I was taken by surprise, I'm like, what is this? You know, I'm like trying to shoot my gun, and I'm like, oh no, this ain't working. What's going on here? And you know, I'm like, how do I switch? And I end up getting knocked, and I end up crawling out, and I get some guns, and I go back in. And then we actually survive. We're the last team making it, right? And so we kill everybody else. There's like 20 death boxes in this arena. And we're like, yeah, we made it. And we go out, and I start finding weapons, and we start looting weapons. And the game on my end glitched at some point, and it wouldn't let me fire a gun the rest of the game. All it would do is let me punch.
I would have been so mad.
The rest of the round, my teammates could, but I had to basically melee everybody. So I'm like having to run up and just like charge full speed in there and use my teleport ability and just like get up by them and then just try to get a cheap kick in just to help out that way. And, you know, but it sucked. I'm like in chat, I'm like, guys, is there something that I can do? Is this normal or what? Because I've never done this before. And they're like, no, we've never heard of that, you know. And I'm like, yeah, it's just I have guns equipped, and I can switch them. I can pick up new guns, but every time I go to fire, I just punch. Like the guns don't even show in my character's hands, and I just couldn't do it. Like, you know, so basically I was just a third wheel trying to hold down the fort and just punch a guy whenever I could. But it's been fun. I've been enjoying the new map. And just the new characters and just the game just feels kind of fresh to me again. And there's a lot of people playing it. It seems like they did introduce crossplay a little while back. so we can play with console players also. So that kind of adds an interesting twist to it too, and it's good stuff. But
Cool.
I mean, that's pretty much all my time. Like, I started doing that season pass, and they did it a little different this year, Jesus. The season pass will give you challenges, you know, like how they always had them on the right, and it'd be like, oh, get so many wins with, you know, Bangalore or Bloodhound, or play Bloodhound two times and stuff like that for your dailies. They give you a star for different challenges. So basically saying, if you get 600 points of damage with the R309, you might get 2 stars. And then when you get 10 stars, you actually get a level in the battle pass. So you got to like just basically kind of complete these little challenges to get enough stars to gain your level in your battle pass. And you can kind of pick and choose what you're going through, and you can re-roll the quest. Like, there could be something that you're maybe not going to get. Like, oh, I don't have this character unlocked. Like, I had stuff I didn't have unlocked initially before I got this pass. And I'm like, oh, I can't play Revenant. You know, he's the one guy that's like the death guy. And I'm like, I can't play him. I won't get this. So you can re-roll that quest if you don't own those characters. So that's kind of neat too, how they added that in there. But I want to get on and play with Jonathan sometime. I'm a rim talking. He was becoming quite the Apex player, so get carried by the biggest D. But that's it. What about you, Nypron? What have you been playing?
I played a few games that I played. So the first game that I want to talk about is hold on one second. Hold on, my mic is being weird. The first game I want to talk about is just, you know, when I go to work, I take the bus and train, and I'm trying to find a mobile game that I want to pick up and you know, just play games while I'm commuting to my work. It takes about 2 hours, 30 minutes. And I pick up this game.
You ride the bus or train for 2 hours and 30 minutes?
Yes, welcome to my life. Yeah, dude.
Wow. That is commitment to get to work. I would be like, fuck this. I don't want to work.
And is that round trip, or is that just one way?
Just one way.
That's one. Oh my gosh! So you're like 5 hours a day.
What? So that means you like wake up like at what? What time do you start work?
Let's see. I start work at 7:30 a.m.
So you have to wake up like at 4 or 3 in the morning?
At 5 o'clock, and then I book straight to the bus. 2 hours, 30 minutes.
Wow, dude. On the same bus?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a long trip, man.
That is.
Yep.
Now, how many miles? Like, how many miles is that trip? Like, I know San Diego, I hear traffic is horrible. So
yeah, that's one reason why I
it's a 2-mile trip.
Yeah, I can jog faster than.
It's 30 minutes. It's like a half a mile from my house.
It's a block away.
Oh shit! No, how far is it in miles?
So one way to work is about 35 miles. 35 miles. So if I'm driving there, it would take like 45 minutes. With traffic. Without traffic, it's 30 minutes.
That's pretty fucking far, though. 35 miles is pretty far. 35, 45?
Yeah, that's the whole reason why I like to listen to podcasts, so I could listen to podcasts while I'm on commute.
Wow.
It definitely helps. But anyways, so I was thinking about what's a good mobile game to pick up while I'm commuting to work. So
Animal Crossing.
No. I don't have a Switch.
I think I would definitely have a Switch if I was traveling that far every day.
Yeah, if you were traveling 5 hours a day, Nypron, you need a Switch. Even a Switch Lite, dude.
Could you imagine how badass this Animal Crossing city would be?
It would be like the best.
Yeah. 5 hours a day to dedicate to Animal Crossing.
Yeah. You know, I actually want to pick up a Switch now because Monster Hunter Rise is coming out. And, you know, recently I picked up Monster Hunter Iceborne, and I don't know, like, I'm getting into the Monster Hunter universe, recently, so I think that's one of the reasons why I should get a Switch.
They have this on Game Pass. I keep thinking about trying it sometime, but I haven't.
Oh. It's a big learning curve with that game. It's definitely not something that you'll like the first time you play it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the more you keep playing it, you'll get used to it. It's just one of those games that you have to. It's very repetitive, but which I think you guys don't really like. But,
well, I don't think it's really about competitive stuff or repetitive stuff. It's about having the time. You know, we try to cover a lot of games and a lot of stuff for the show. And so, when you play something like that, it's kind of hard to put that much time into it sometimes. Even though Jesus puts all that time in Call of Duty and, I put all my time in old Apex, but leave us some options. But,
I mean, we got to have our guilty pleasure games, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's games that I go back to and play constantly. Like, I go back and play, what's that bullshit game that I keep dying in? FTL. Like
Call of Duty?
FTL. Call of Duty. No, not Call of Duty, actually. But, like, Battlefield 4, I go back and play that all the time. I go back and play, just different shit. And then there's, like, legit, I see videos all the time of, like, different games and different things people are doing in certain games. And I'm like, I should go back and play that. Like, for example, Days Gone. I was watching a video the other day of like some dude clearing out this farm. It was like a barn type thing. And he like threw a bunch of fucking grenades in there or something. And like I legit swear it was probably like 1,000 fucking creepers. They're called freakers in that game. Like 1,000 fucking freaker, the zombies. Probably 1,000 of them came out of that fucking thing. Literally, they were just chasing them down this fucking mountain. I was like, holy shit. That was crazy, dude. And, so yeah, I was like, you know what, I should play some more Days Gone. And then there's other games that come up like that. Like Ghost of Tsushima comes up all the time for me. And it's like, I need to play that. It's like, I want a PS5. So I need something to play on the PS5 if I get a PS5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same here. I'm like, eventually, it will happen. Eventually, I know. Jay, he probably messaged you too, Jesus. But they had him come up again the other day in the PlayStation Store, and sure enough, I was in the queue, and I was excited because I queued up on my PC and on my phone. And on my PC, it said like over an hour to go, like in the queue. Like I was way late in the line. But on my phone, it was like 15 minutes till I get in the store. I'm like, oh, I'd never seen this one before. Like I'd never seen that. Because every time I usually do it, it usually says over an hour wait. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll get one this time, right? And so I'm in the queue and I wait my 15 minutes and I get in and it's like out of stock. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
so, yeah, still.
It's literally impossible right now to get a PS5. It's like, it's impossible.
Yeah, it's not easy stuff. But yeah, go ahead about Monster Hunter. Like I said, I thought about picking this up a couple times. They're playing it on the Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
Anyways, on the mobile, yeah, I picked up Genshin Impact.
Oh, on your phone.
On my phone. Hey, dude, yeah, that's...
Okay, so how is this? Okay, so I hear that this is a really good, like, Zelda ripoff, total Zelda ripoff, but is it that good on your phone?
If you're into gacha games, like with gacha kind of mobile games, they're Chinese.
Yeah.
But, it's alright. I mean, if you like open world exploration games, I think this game is pretty worth it. It rewards a lot of aspects about exploration. You feel very rewarded about everything you do in exploration and stuff. Yeah, so you also have like characters that you can get from story modes, and you basically get them for free. You can also progress those characters by upgrading artifacts and doing domains and upgrading it, leveling them up. Yeah, I've been playing that. I haven't gotten a 5-star yet. I heard from other people that once you get a 5-star character or whatever, it pretty much changes the way you play the game. I don't have one, so
let me tell you what your percentage is of getting a 5-star character here, Nypron.
What's that?
You have a 0.6% chance of getting a 5-star character.
Fuck that.
0.6%. You don't even have a 1% chance. You have a 0.6% chance of getting a 5-star character.
Yeah, it's pretty much just pay to win game.
Yeah, but you have a better chance of winning the lottery, I think, at this point.
Yeah. Right now, I'm just focusing on exploration with the characters that I have right now. You know, I'm happy with what I have. And
how much data are you going through on your phone playing this?
Not a lot. It's
all right, hold on. You have an Android phone, right?
I do have an Android phone.
Why are you not on Game Pass xCloud?
I don't know. Does that exist?
Yes, it exists on your Android phone. Right, Mayo? You can play xCloud right now on your mobile phone on the way to work. You could be playing cloud games, Xbox, like full titles on your phone with the Xbox controller.
Yeah, get yourself an Xbox controller and just bring it with you. Charge that sucker up every night.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never heard about it. I never heard about.
What do you mean? Do you listen to this podcast?
No, I do. But
what are you talking about? Ah!
Not a lot of people use it. Talk about.
Let me tell you what games. Okay, do you like A Plague Tale: Innocence? Because that's on there.
Great game. One of my favorite games that I played last year. And it wasn't from last year, but one of my favorite games.
What about Battletoads? You can play Blair Witch, Black Desert, Bleeding Edge.
Yeah.
You can play Celeste, Code Vein, Control, Crackdown 3, DayZ. Let's go Deep Rock Galactic. You keep going down the list here. Jesus, you can play Doom Eternal on there. Dragon Age. If you're looking for an RPG, you can play Dragon Age.
The thing is, I don't know how the mobile data is going to be with
Gears,
latency and stuff.
But. Yeah.
Well, it might be good though. I mean,
is there a free trial that he could sign up for?
No. There's no free trial. You have to just sign up for it, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, there's lots of games though. There's like legit like probably like 100 games you can play on the cloud.
No, I'm sure
on your phone.
I do have Game Pass, by the way. I have an Xbox. So.
Well, then you might have this.
Yeah. I think it's included in the Game Pass. And then the biggest thing would be just how much data you're going to use, you know, if you're capped on your mobile data.
Yeah, do you have unlimited data on your phone?
I do, yeah.
Oh, then
you're fine.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give it a shot. Yeah, try it out. I'll let you guys know how.
You're over here talking about you're playing some hobo-ass Genshin Impact.
Hey, I'm
playing some fucking Killer Instinct or something. You could be playing some Madden on your... You could be playing Mass Effect Andromeda on your way to work. Come on here, Nypron. What do you play Mud Runner like Gunny? Play Mud Runner on your way to work?
Yeah, you could be like a champion Mud Runner like Gunny and play that game every day.
You can play No Man's Sky. You can play Ori. You can play... There's so many games on here. Holy shit, I'm surprised there's this many games.
And then you could have an upgrade to get rid of the phone and just buy a tablet and just take a tablet with you.
Yeah, and then just like pair the tablet to your phone via hotspot and then play that way.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about having waifus in my pockets and collecting waifus. Anyways. Besides waifus. Besides Genshin, I've also been playing Monster Hunter Iceborne. I picked up Monster Hunter World 2 months ago, and that game's been on and off with me because, like I said earlier, it's a very learning curve-ish kind of game, and I just kept getting off of that game and coming back and getting off and coming back, and
that makes it hard too. Is when it's got a high curve like that. When you kind of learn a little bit and then you step back and then you kind of forget some of the things, or you kind of out of touch, or the game changes and updates, because this game updates quite a bit, right?
So I think they had their last update, like they're done updating the game like a month ago. So
because they're moving on to that. They're moving on to that new Monster Hunter, right? The new one that comes out for the Switch.
Yeah, Monster Hunter Rise. Yeah, I think they're working on that.
They're working on that one now, which comes out exclusively on the Switch, Mayo. Exclusive. World premiere.
Yeah, so when I first played the game, I was like testing out. There's different weapons in the game.
Monster Hunter World, though, it's a dope-ass game, dude. That game really is addicting. It's fun as fuck, too.
What weapon did you choose, by the way?
I chose the crossbow, like the gun-type weapon.
Light bow gun?
Yeah, like that crossbow that shoots.
Oh, okay.
And then I remember was that the first time? That's probably the second time I played it. The first time I played it, I chose the spear guy. Like the spear.
The spear guy.
Yeah, you have like a spear sword thing. It's like a spear
insect
sword.
glaives?
Yeah, that bullshit. Yeah, insect glaive. Yeah.
But yeah, I was testing out different weapons.
Stop getting all fucking technical with me here, Nypron. God damn it, dude. You're like Mayo over here, just making fun of me. Damn.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
God, you assholes.
But yeah, I was testing out different weapons for that game and trying to find like the best weapons for me.
Where the fuck is Leahy when I need him?
Or Gunny, right?
Damn it.
So there was there's insect glaives and long sword, great swords, charge blades. What else? There's like a shield with like a polearm. There's a lot of weapons, but they do have some kind of mechanic behind these weapons, so you got to learn like the combo moves and when's the right time to use it. It's kind of like any other fighting games, right? You pick a character, you know the moves and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I did pick up insect glaives at first. Insect glaives are like what Jesus talked about. They are spears, and you have like a beetle on your arm, and what the beetle does is you send your beetle out to the monster, and you basically get monster juice from them, and you bring them back to you, and they bring juice to you, like monster juice, to make yourself more buff and powerful.
Oh yeah, I like that
all the
monster juice. Oh yeah, put that monster juice on me, yeah.
And insect glaives are very known for their aerial attacks.
Cool.
Like they like to go in the air and do the spinning moves. I don't know. To me, that's my play style. I like to be up in the air and like dropping bombs and all that stuff. But yeah, so I'm like halfway in Iceborne right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm halfway. I just beat this dragon called Namiel. She's like a very colorful dragon that spits water. I think it's water or spit, something like that. But she's one of the elder
monster
dragons.
Juice all over you?
Oh yeah, I mean
you wouldn't have to send a beetle to get that. It's free.
Yeah. Got all this monster juice. Keep spitting that monster juice on me. Yeah.
Yeah, it was getting annoying. It kept spitting on me.
Okay.
But yeah, I just
you need a Switch. Listening to all this, you need a fucking Switch, dude.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I think I'm gonna save up for a Switch and get Monster Hunter Rise, because I'm already into the Monster Hunter universe.
Yeah.
Right away, pick it up.
And even with you traveling, like I said, like you traveling 5 hours of your day, I would just buy the light, because you're not gonna get much time by the dock Switch, because you're not gonna be home a lot. Like I would just buy the light, because you'd save yourself $100.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Buy yourself a nice memory card with that $100. If you're gonna go digital, buy yourself a nice memory card, stick it in there. Even though the memory cards are not that expensive anymore.
Yeah, no, like you can use regular SD or micro SD card. I found out.
Yeah, you got a 100 gigabyte micro SD for.
And it seems like the Nintendo games, like I don't know what they do on the Switch, but like they don't seem like they're that big. Like a couple games I have installed on my Switch. I think I have like Smash Brothers and Mario Kart and Hyrule Warriors and I'm trying to think, Mario Party. And Dead Cells and a couple others all installed on my Switch. And I do have a memory card in there, but I think it's like 30 gig. So whatever the Switch is plus the 30 gig, 32 gig, I'm probably like a 50 gig Switch or something. Yeah. And and I have all those games on there, so it amazes me.
On mine I bought a 120 gig card.
Damn.
I legit have like 90 something gigs left to use. So it's like, oh, okay, well, I'm never gonna use. Like, it's funny to me how to say that, because I look at my PC and I'm always like trying to battle the fucking memory. You know, I'm like, fuck, goddamn fucking Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Goddamn fucking Call of Duty 300 gig bullshit. Fuck. You know, and then I'm looking at the Switch and it's like, well, you know, fuck, 100 gigs is like more than enough, dude. You're good.
That's like 100 games.
Yeah, literally it is like 100 games. Yeah. So yeah, I really recommend you get a Switch, dude. Like that's the HGP recommendation for Nypron.
I bought a Switch like 3 times.
I remember you had a Switch initially when you were traveling.
I had 3 times I had the Switch, so now I'm gonna buy another Switch again. Just because there's a game that's interested me now.
What do you do with them? Do you like get rid of them or something?
Dude, like I would get a Switch for just one game. Like the first time I picked it up was for Zelda Breath of the Wild. And then after that, it's like I have no interest in playing any other games. Like, I'm just gonna sell it, and then because they're just gonna be sitting around. So now it's like now I have a reason to pick it up again. It's just so bullshit.
And would you say? And I know Nypron, you're a big Sony guy. That's kind of my thought on Sony though. It's like I feel like if I bought a PlayStation, it's going to sit around until that one big game comes out, and then I'm going to play that one game, and then I'm going to wait until the next one comes out. And I know there's more often, stuff comes out on the PS5 now, than they do on the Switch, because Nintendo doesn't have a whole lot of stuff that comes out real often. But I just feel like I want that PS5. I plan on getting it still, but I just feel like it's going to sit around quite a bit because I'm still going to buy it on the PC if it's available for PC. That's just where I'm at. That's where, my desk area is. And, I'm more comfortable over here than on my TV. It's just the environment that I prefer. Most of my friends are on PC.
Yeah.
Like how you guys, your friends are all PlayStation friends. So you're in that community, but for me, I'm not. And so, but I definitely think when I get mine, it's probably going to sit. Like a Switch, like my Switch, it just sits and I don't touch it for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then I pick something up and I think it's amazing. I'm like, oh, this game is so great. And I'll play quite a bit and then I'll be done with it for a while. But that's to me, I still like, oh, this is a great purchase just because I can play those games. And I won't regret getting a PlayStation one bit when I can play stuff like Ghost of Tsushima and I can play the new Spider-Man and play God of War and all that stuff. So, I just know I'll have catching up to do because I can play all those PS4 titles that I missed out on. But when I do get caught up, it will be, okay, my PlayStation is going to sit and wait until the next, But I think Sony does it better than Nintendo in frequency of good titles. But Nintendo just makes really good titles too. Even though they've been doing this little remaking old games thing here lately, like and getting people to buy it over again. I know they just a couple of days ago they released this new Mario. Was it Mario 3D Worlds? And I know nothing about this, but I guess it came out on the Wii U, and they just now re-released it, and people are excited about it already. So, only Nintendo can do that.
I'd say, I agree with you about the, just keeping the PlayStation and then you getting rid of them because there's nothing else to play. There's only PlayStation exclusive, right? Mm-hmm. But I think the one positive thing about keeping a PlayStation is with these exclusives, there could be like a second game about it. Like they keep these exclusives going.
Yeah. And it definitely will get you excited for the second one and the sequels and stuff like that. Like I know a lot of people are excited about Horizon Zero Dawn 2, I want to call it, and your next God of War and your next next one in that series. So definitely, when I said I'll keep mine when I get it. It's just a matter of how much will it sit, which I don't mind. I want to experience the controller too. I keep hearing how great this controller is, and it seems like it'd be really nice. Even though I'm not a fan of the analog stick placement, and you probably are because that's just what you're used to. I actually kind of prefer the Xbox controller because when I do use a controller, that's what I use, and so I'm used to that. But I remember using a PlayStation 2 controller back in the day, and it didn't bug me, so I'm sure I'll fit right in eventually.
Yeah, Speaking of, I do have an Xbox just sitting in my living room. I haven't touched it since.
Yeah, it's probably the same way for you. Like, so you probably don't mess with your Xbox because you got your PlayStation. I get it.
Yeah, no, because I do have Game Pass on it, so I do need to get on it. I think the reason why I'm not getting on it is because it's 1080p. And
what Xbox is it? Is it like an S?
It's the original one.
Oh, the OG Xbox. Okay.
Yeah, it's a 1080p, so I think that's what's stopping me from playing on it. So, yeah.
Yeah. I used to have one of those OG Xboxes. I left it at my kids' place, so they play it there. They play some Rocket League and stuff like that on it, but.
Do you? Okay, wait. Do you have what do you play on usually? Your PS4 Pro?
Say that again. Sorry.
You play on your PS4 Pro usually, or your PC, or what?
I play on my PS4 Pro.
Oh, okay. Why didn't you never get an Xbox One S or like a One X?
It's just I just money issues. Yeah.
I feel you.
He had to choose.
No, none other than that. Just money reasons. So I'd like to get one. Yeah.
I feel you. But if you're gonna get one, so what is your next? Right now, speaking for Nypron, what is your next console purchase? Is it going to be a Switch Lite, a PS5, an Xbox Series X or S, or a PC upgrade? What are you looking at?
All right. I'll give you a tier list of what I want. So I think the first thing I want is a PC. I'd like to get a PC next because PS5s, I actually wanted a PS5 mainly because I'm a Sony guy. But I just feel like this impossible. Like, it's...
Yeah, it's really hard right now.
I can't. Like, I might as well just get a instant gratification and just get the PC and put parts in there and get it booted up and start playing right away.
But even PC's kind of hard to do unless you buy a pre-build right now. Buying a 3080, say you want to go modern and getting a 3070, it's hard to do. I mean, you can get like a 2080 or 2070.
What if he said to get a 2080 or a 2070? Those are still good cards,
Yeah, they're even kind of hard to find because they quit making them. So the market is kind of tricky, finding.
Well, you can find a used one,
right?
Pretty cheap.
Yeah, so I mean, you would just have to look around.
But even still, I think 2080s are like going out of stock too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, we'll see.
All those miners like Jesus over there buying all the cards. he's probably got like 10, 2080s over there now.
Just fucking lined up, just fucking going all the time.
You ever seen those videos where there's like 30 graphics cards all running at the same time? Yeah. The people listening, they can't see it, but it's back there on the left side of his screen back there. There's a whole stack of...
just a fucking stack of fucking cards just running.
He's wearing a hat. He's wearing a hat tonight, and he's talking about how cold it is there. But if you look at his house, all the snow is melted around it, like all the heat from his PC. Like he cleared all the snow. Like he's got palm trees in his front yard. I don't know.
He's in all the cards for Bitcoin farming.
Yep. He's a Bitcoin master up there now.
No, but I have gotten into Bitcoin farming. That's pretty legit. It's easy to do, so I've done it. But yeah.
As far as consoles, I would probably buy an Xbox because they're easier to get now.
Yeah, the Series S and X, I feel like those are more in stock now than anything.
They're more easier to get. I mean,
it's just. I think that honestly, PlayStation is doing the Nintendo thing where they're legit.
Yeah.
Like limiting their supply on purpose to make it more demand. Like you drive up the demand. By limiting the supply, and then more people want your shit.
But doesn't that just help the the scalpers? Because the demand's so high.
But the scalpers are paying Sony for the console no matter what. They're
right. So, I mean, I know Sony's getting their money, so they don't really care there. But
they don't really give a shit. They're like, whatever, dude. We got our money anyways. Like,
yeah.
keep buying our consoles, you know?
I wonder if they get more. They wouldn't necessarily get more sales, but they may get them faster because of the scalpers, you know. Instead of
the scalpers are buying,
instead of it taking a week to sell all of them, the scalpers
are
buying them all in 30 seconds, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So they're like, fuck it, we'll just release these every 3 weeks or every other week or whatever, and the scalpers will buy them all up at once, and we just keep doing that till they don't do it anymore, you know?
And I would like to think, you know, these scalpers, I would like to think that they all don't sell them, you know, that people don't buy them and they get stuck with them, but we know that's not the case. You know, people get impatient. I know so many
people that have bought. I know a few people in the community that have bought consoles from scalpers.
And so I just, you know, there's a guy here on my Facebook selling one for, and it's actually not really a bad deal. So he's not a scalper, but
or something?
He's selling for $750 for the disc version. So it's $250 over markup. But then I got thinking, well, he probably paid $50 in tax, so he probably paid $550, so he's probably making $200. It's not. I guess that's not outrageous considering it's almost like the finder's fee at this point because they're so hard to get. But you know, I still don't want to pay $750 for a PlayStation. I'm not going to use a whole lot where I can be patient because there's not a whole lot really. I mean, the PlayStation people, there's not a whole lot for you guys to play right now, Evan. Is there? Like. Because some of the new titles are coming out soon, like the Ratchet and Clank is coming out in June. You know, you could play the new Spider-Man content, but most of it's just enhanced versions of stuff that's out now. So, I mean, I feel like as a PlayStation owner, like you, Nypron, you could probably afford to wait because you're not really missing out on anything right now. You know, same way with the Xbox. I feel like you're not really missing out. What's the titles in Xbox, Jesus, that you can't play on the Xbox One X? Maybe Medium for some reason.
The Medium.
And
the Medium. Yeah, I want to play that.
And that, you know, you can play it on PC. So, and what I don't understand too is like the Medium is just, it looks good, but it's not, like I was saying last week, I don't feel like this game is no means not being capable of ran on an Xbox One X. You know, like there's no reason besides, I think, marketing or money that this thing cannot run on a One X. But, you know, that's Microsoft's decision. But, you know, I guess that's what, you know, we say there's no reason to buy an Xbox One X, Series X or Series S or X, but that's probably maybe what they're trying to do. They're trying to make a reason to buy that new console now where Sony's like, you know, we'll have your sequel down the road here, you know, coming out soon, and I'll make you want to buy it right there. But Sony was smart with that controller. Like I think the biggest draw for me is that controller. That I want to experience that haptic feedback and the triggers and stuff. Because that Xbox controller, I don't know. I almost bought one the other day because my controller's starting to go a little bad. And I just looked at it up. I looked up the features, and I'm like, okay, what's it got new? What's it better than my Xbox controller I have now? And it's like, it's got the share button. And I'm like, I don't share anything, so I could care less about this share button, you know? So that's just an extra button that I'm not even going to use. And then it has the little bumps on the triggers. But you know what? If that's the case, I don't really want to spend $70 on a controller just to get bumps on the triggers, which I could probably wait and buy a Power A controller that has the fake bumps at the back of the controller for $20 down the road, you know? I don't know. But... So, but that PlayStation controller, I thought about even just buying a PS5 controller because I can find those just for my PC.
Yeah,
just to hook it to my PC. It doesn't have the feedback, but at least get the feel for it. That way, when I do get my PlayStation 5, I'll be more comfortable with the controller. So maybe that's the route I would do. I'll just pick one up and have it laying around here and sync it to Steam and let it work with my PC and try it here and there and see if I like it without the feedback. And then when I get my PS5, then I'll have that haptic feedback, and I'll be used to the controller, and maybe I'll enjoy it even more.
Yeah, I was watching someone play Black Ops with the haptic feedback controllers. It looks very realistic. Like when you're shooting like an automatic rifle, auto rifle, like the triggers will start vibrating, and then when your mag is empty, the triggers will start to go loose. As if, you know... They just kind of collapse in a way, like... Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something I thought I've heard about games where, like, shooters, like, it can change the tension on how hard it takes to press the triggers, you know, like... So that's pretty neat that you can have that. Yeah.
Anything else you've been playing other than Nypron?
What else I've been playing? Yes. Trying to remember. Oh. So, if you guys remember, I still have Stadia.
Oh yeah.
And there's a new game that just came out for the Stadia Pro, and it's Little Nightmares 2 for free on Stadia Pro.
Oh, nice. That's free.
Yeah, it's free. If you have Stadia Pro, and you can get that. So I did play Little Nightmares a month ago, and I beat it. And I had no idea that the second Little Nightmares is coming out. Cool.
I did not either. I actually, it just kind of hit our community, and a couple people were streaming it, and I'm like, oh, there's a new one. Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the first Little Nightmare is pretty good. The story is interesting, I would say. It's about like you're this little creature. I think you're like trying to investigate what's going on around you.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have like these bosses throughout these stages. So the first one is I think it's like a chef, a big, not the chef. It's like a long arm guy, and then the second one is a chef, stuff like that. Yeah, it's alright. It's a very weird game too. Like these enemies are like big giant creatures that look scary and weird and fat. And the story kind of resembles Wall-E at the end, where like they have these big people in spaceships, and so I think that's what I got from it. But yeah, Little Nightmares 2, I don't think it follows after the first Little Nightmares. Like, I have, because you play as a different character.
Okay, so you may be able to just jump in this game without playing the first one, if you're interested.
Yeah. It's interesting because now you have like another little character that you have to be with. You have to hold his hand and watch after him and stuff like that. It kind of reminds me of Ico. I don't know if you guys played that game, Ico on the PS2.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I'm only on chapter 3 right now, so I haven't beat it yet. So I'm looking forward to keep playing that game and see what happens at the end. Other than that, that's all I've been playing this week. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. I'm glad to see somebody's getting used to that Stadia.
Yeah,
they're probably going,
Stadia.
Concurrent users 1 in San Diego.
Dude,
No, hopefully, I don't know. And you had really good luck with it, right? Like I remember you saying a while back that like you didn't really have a whole lot of issues with latency. Like you kind of had to change some settings around, or you found some, I don't know if it was Reddit or whatever, but you found some information like you could change some settings, and it kind of really helped like the quality of things.
A lot of it has to do with your monitor, because I have the Chromecast Ultra that you plug in your TV, and I find that latency happens because of your TV or your monitor, and if your TV doesn't have game mode, which reduces the latency, I find that helps a lot. It reduces the latency a lot, and also on the PC, if you're playing on the browser. I recommend getting like another browser called Chrome Canary or something like that. It's a Google dev kit for web browsers, and it runs a lot faster compared to your original Chrome, and it works well with Stadia. As far as mouse and keyboard, I don't recommend right now. They're still trying to get that worked out. But I do recommend playing with the controller plugged in, and you'll probably experience less latency. There's also an extension that you should download. It's called Stadia Plus. Okay. So what that does is your browser has different encoders. So I think there's VM9. And the other one is like HT something like that. So depending on your video card, what it encodes, it will determine the best encoder for Stadia. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I play in it sometimes, so not a whole lot. A lot of people are saying, Stadia is dead, but I don't think it's dead.
Yeah, I just don't think you hear about it. Like, we know it's still there, but you just don't see the ads. You don't hear people talking about it,
Yeah.
I think that's why people just assume that it's dead. You just don't hear a whole lot about it, but,
Like, I remember last article, they said they were closing down their own game dev studios.
Their studios, yeah.
But I think the reason is because, when Cyberpunk came out, a lot of people bought Cyberpunk on the Stadia, and that's the third dev. And I don't think they're going to stop Stadia anytime soon. I think they're just going to support third-party apps or third-party devs and stuff and sell their games that way.
Well, it's expensive, too, to make a game. They probably lost millions on a game that doesn't succeed. Like if you don't get a hit out there and it doesn't grow their platform, then it's probably really not cost effective for them. Kind of like I'm surprised like Amazon does it, and Amazon still says they are committed to doing it and they're still working on it. But when Crucible and them came out, and that game just flopped really hard. That's a lot of money that probably went down the drain. Amazon has it, but that's still money that went down the drain. Millions of dollars. Yeah. So, it's got to be tough, like getting in the studio, getting your own studio going and trying to compete with Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo. And, it's already a crowded market, even though you can say 3 is crowded, but when you have 3 powerhouses like that, I think it would be hard to get in, like it's just hard to get in there and compete with those guys when they're so established.
Yeah, I mean, stuff like this, like Stadia with their early release, it reminds me of YouTube, like back a long time ago when it first releases. Mm-hmm. People were still using VHS, like DVDs and stuff. And people were new to the internet, and then YouTube came out. And they're like, I think, they kept updating it and making it better. And eventually, like, now everyone's using it. So I feel like Stadia can be that way. I think in the future, game streaming can be it, to be honest, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think, where it's going.
We'll see. I mean, I don't know, man. That's tough. Because as far as, what Stadia needs really is players. But what do Sony and PlayStation Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo have right now that's kind of like a thing that's being pushed? Is crossplay.
Yeah.
So you can't really, like, if you look at all the crossplay going on, there's crossplay between Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox. If those 3 companies decide to exclude Stadia, which they have been so far, then Stadia players are kind of screwed, right? Like,
right.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna be like, well, why the fuck should I keep playing on Stadia? I should just move on to PlayStation or Xbox or Switch or something or PC or whatever, because that's better than this. There's people to play with on there. That's the tough part, I think.
And it's hard too because Stadia is so different. Like you don't need a console.
Yeah.
So when you take the companies that require a console, Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox, then they can see that and be like, okay, let's work together a little bit and just make sure this isn't a thing, because if it became a thing, right now we wouldn't be able to sell our consoles. Not saying they're going to not support this in the future, because they probably will. But right now, their priorities are selling PlayStation 5s, Xbox One X, Series X, and that. So they're not going to try to help Stadia as much as they can, because it'd be counterproductive for them. Because they don't want people not buying a PS5 and playing on Stadia when you don't have to buy a PlayStation. You can buy a what'd you say, an Ultracast, right?
Yeah.
And that's probably what, $70 maybe.
Well, yeah, it's like $60 or something.
So, and you could probably find one of those in a store. So,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I mean, like I said, that's for me the biggest hurdle that they're going to have to cross is at some point they need to get Microsoft, and either Microsoft or Sony or both on board with this crossplay shit, because You need more players. You can't have the Destiny 2 players just stuck by themselves over there, you know? You can't have the Call of Duty players just stuck by themselves over there, you know? When everyone over here is enjoying crossplay and they're over there by themselves, like, oh, what the fuck? You know, I can't find a match because there's only 2,000 people playing or whatever, you know?
Yeah. You know what's weird about the Stadia also? Like, whenever I go on Reddit, I always see, Stadia posts, and they're very positive. Like, it's very surprisingly positive. Like, you have one guy in there typing, "Oh, I love the Stadia so much. This is gonna change gaming industries." And then in my head, I'm like, are you not experiencing, like, latency? Like, how are you... I just, latency is one thing that's important about gaming. It's like, it's especially with Stadia, we have all that latency. It's just these people, like, I really don't understand, like, how they think. I don't know how they work it, but I mean, to me, when I play it, I have no latency, but I had to do a lot of workarounds, to make it work. It's not like if anyone new picks it up and plugs it in, it's not like it's gonna be no latency right away. Yeah, I don't know. Pretty weird.
There's one quick question about Stadia. What do you think about your Cyberpunk experience? Because that was like the PC version of the game. So I don't think you had the bugs and stuff, but you still were a little limited, by latency and stuff. What was your overall take on like Cyberpunk and how it played for you? And did you have many bugs, or did you run into stuff, or like just your overall experience with that?
So my overall experience has to be compared to the PC, to be honest. There wasn't a lot of bugs or anything that I experienced on the Stadia. Not a lot. Like, I think none. Like, zero. Not at all. Like, yeah. But on the PS4 Pro, on the other hand, is very, very buggy. But it does look beautiful on the Stadia. About like 60 frames per second.
So you recommend it on Stadia then?
Like I said, it really depends on your internet. Like, if you're gonna play Cyberpunk, and you're gonna have a bad experience if you don't have good internet. Like, it looks really bad.
Okay, what's good internet? What kind of internet do you have that you had a good experience?
So right now I have 200 down, 60 up.
Okay.
For 4K streaming, I'd recommend. They don't really take a lot. Like, maybe around like 50 megs, 100 megs.
That's not a lot, actually. That's like average. Like, when I look at I look at my provider, right? I look at Comcast, Xfinity. When I look at my provider, they offer I think their lowest plan is 50. Maybe it's less. Yeah. No, I think their lowest plan is like $5 a month, but that's like the 10 megabyte, like super hobo plan, like we're doing this because we feel bad that you don't have internet plan or something like that. Like, we'll charge you $5 a month and we'll give you this basic internet. But I think that for most people that are signing up for Xfinity, I think the basic plans start at 50 megabytes. And, like, if they ask you, usually they'll ask you, like, hey, are you a gamer, or are you this, or are you that, are you streaming, are you whatever? And if you answer yes to all these questions, then they usually offer you better deals with higher speeds.
Or they're trying to sell you higher speeds in general. Like,
well, for me,
this guy's a gamer. He needs, hey, get that fast internet. I remember they asked me with AT&T.
Yeah. Well, for me, they have me on a 500 megabyte plan, and they have me on unlimited. So, like, it's like $150 a month or something like that. It's kind of expensive, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing that kills me about internet, and it's just so weird because, so here I am in Ohio, right? I have 1,000 meg down, 1,000 meg up, and guess how much I pay a month?
How much?
$20.
90.
No, it's more than 20. Less than 90.
Less than 90? Really?
Yes. What? I pay $69.99 a month for 1,000 down and 1,000 up fiber through AT&T.
See, I have Yeah, I have Xfinity and I have unlimited, but like the thing is,
and
like,
I have unlimited, so I don't have a cap either.
That could be because of your state, though. In Oregon, they fucked up and they let the net neutrality law or something passed where they let companies now charge you for like not limited. You know, like they limit your data cap to 1,000 megabytes or 1,000 gigabytes or whatever. So for me to get unlimited, I have to pay the base price of whatever my internet cost is. So I think it's like $130 a month. And then I have to pay $50 on top of that to get unlimited. That's why my internet is like so expensive. It's like $170 a month.
That's the way mine is with AT&T to a point.
Oh,
but
it's like $130. No, it's like $140 a month. They lowered it for some reason after COVID hit. When COVID hit and all that shit hit, they like really dropped their prices down a lot.
They give you that nice discount over there.
Yeah, man, it's like $40 discount, Mayo. Come on.
It's still double the price.
Yeah, I know. It's still like double the price that you're paying.
And half the speed.
Yeah, well, hey, though, but I got to give it up to Comcast. There's never been, like, really an issue with my internet, like, ever. Like
Gunny. Every once in a while, he would have issues, I know.
Yeah, like every, like, I want to say in the last 6 years that I've had Comcast, that my internet's been down, like, down, probably, like, twice.
Yeah, I mean,
it was literally down,
too.
It was down for like an hour at most. These motherfuckers get on top of that shit real quick, and they like send their crews out to fix the shit right away. And it's literally like it's been down for like an hour at most, or like my router fries itself or something. And I have to exchange the router.
Mine's only ever been down once, and that was like shortly after I moved here. Like I think it was like a month, maybe after I got in the internet.
Yeah,
I was having some issues, and I wasn't getting the speed that I was supposed to be, and then it just like went out, and something happened to the fiber optic line on like right where it comes into my place, and so basically they just had to put a new end on it, and they put a new end on it, and I've never had a problem since. So.
Yeah, so like. You know, we really have good internet on the West Coast, I feel like. Compared to like most of the Midwest, like I'm surprised you have that good of internet over there in Ohio, man. Because most of the Midwest, like, where Brink lives, like in Wyoming and fucking Nebraska and North Dakota and South Dakota and like fucking like, not Colorado's pretty hip. But like those states, you know those people, right? Like Wisconsin and those people.
The Midwest.
Over there.
The Midwest. Let's call it the Midwest. Even though we're not gonna count Ohio in that Midwest, but
those people, you know who you are. All right, those people over there, they really have to pay for a lot for internet, man. Like Brink, he was telling me like he pays so much for like so much speed, and like he has to pay for unlimited, or then like there's different plans. There's only like one carrier in the whole fucking like area that he's in. There's only like one person that he could go to, you know? Like we're the only company here, motherfucker. So like if you don't like our prices, who the fuck are you gonna go to, you know? So that's why I think things like what Elon Musk has recently been doing. He's been doing that he's been shooting like all those like 100 satellites into space like every week or whatever. All that space junk up there. He's been shooting with that like 100 satellites like every other month or something. He's shooting like 100 satellites into space, and all these satellites are gonna surround the Earth. Okay. All right, like I'm telling you, this is some real shit right here, man. I'm giving you facts. So all these satellites, Mayo, are gonna surround the Earth, right? And they're gonna all connect to each other, Mayo. And then they're going to be connected down to Earth through satellite dishes, like little personal like dishes, like a Dish Network dish you put in your house or something, you know, like one of those things. But you're going to have one for the internet, and it's going to give you like gig speed internet or like double gig speed internet, he said, through all these fucking satellites. And he's going to try to bring this to like rural like America, you know, like fucking the Midwest and Texas and shit, like places where like the internet isn't really like, you know, like they're not running fiber optic lines, you know, through that area, you know. So he's gonna bring these fucking satellites over there and like bring internet to most people. Now there's a competitor to this. The competitor to Elon Musk is his internet is called Starlink, and you can actually sign up right now for it. Like I think right now the Founder Edition costs I think it's $500, and you have to be in an area where there's a satellite that can line up with your dish. And you get like a dish, and you have to set it up, and you have to like fucking line it up with the fucking space satellite somehow. or some shit. But it's like $500 to get started, right? And then after that, it's like $100 a month or something, and you get like gig speed internet. But so this called Starlink. That's for the people that are interested in signing up for this beta. You, like I said, it's $500. You get this dish from Elon Musk. Like it says, like, hey, motherfucker, put this shit in your backyard or something and line it up with the sky.
Yeah.
And then there's so that's Starlink, but then there's a competitor to that, which is Amazon's internet, which is, I forget what Amazon is calling theirs. But see, what Amazon is doing, instead of fucking sending satellites all the way into space, Mayo, they're gonna fly drones like Predator drones, like the U.S. uses to like drop missiles on terrorists and shit. They're gonna fly Predator drones like all over the place and like shoot Wi-Fi signals down to the ground to give people internet. So I don't know who's gonna win here. I'm thinking the satellites are probably gonna be the better choice than a bunch of fucking drones flying around. But that's Amazon's plan. I think it's a bunch of fucking like Predator drones flying around shooting Wi-Fi signals to the ground.
I remember this was a long time ago, and I remember reading a little bit. I might have even had this magazine stand around. There's a magazine article I read. This is back in the magazine days, Jesus. You know, back when people read in paper. When TVs were dying, like the regular broadcast signal, like before we had the digital version,
digital, right? That HD digital box bullshit.
Basically, those airwaves were available to be bought. And this article was saying, if I remember correctly, like the government had bought like a major part of these channels or these airways, and the goal was actually to make one of these, because you could do like Wi-Fi through them, and they was going to do countryside Wi-Fi, but it would be just like an entry level, like almost like dial-up, but everybody in the country would have access to it, you know. So like basically just like free TV. They were trying to basically buy up this wavelength, you know, from the old TVs.
Yeah, to shoot like a signal across. And
just across the whole country, everybody could get basically a dial-up version of Wi-Fi.
Why not do that, you know?
That would enable all the poor neighborhoods and the people that literally just don't have internet at the time, you know. And that was, you know, back then, and that's been a while, internet wasn't fast like it was today. So it might have been just dial-up speed, but maybe we were probably at 2 meg at the time, you know. Yeah. So I'm not sure how far, like one article it kind of popped up said like 2013 when I looked it up here. But I would have to go back and find the magazine that kind of really broke it down and stuff. But I just thought it was kind of interesting how that was a possibility. And I think what kind of pushback and stuff probably happened in that, because it never came to, for one. And, you know, with like these Verizons and that would just hurt them guys, because back then, you know, they were starting to push their data plans, and you wouldn't have a need for a data plan technically if you just wanted to do the cheap Wi-Fi. So I'm sure they got some pushback from Verizon and, you know, and your
that's the thing about, there's these big companies that are always pushing back. We're like, no, you can't have that public service.
Yeah, we can't have everybody have an internet, because how can we charge for our plans?
How the fuck are we going to charge you guys for our internet? No, but listen, there is towns in Oregon. There's a few cities here in Oregon, a few towns. I would call them towns, I guess. They're not big cities, that they actually have public service internet. Like, you can pay the city, I think it's like a minimum of like $20 a month or something. They have different plans or whatever, but you pay the city for the internet service. You don't pay Comcast. You don't, like, Comcast and those big companies are banned from being in those cities. Like the city council.
Like the city kind of owns it, like, in a way.
Yeah, like the city council fucking voted them out or whatever. And the city owns it, so you pay the city like a utility bill. Like hey, your utility bill is $25 this month for the internet or whatever, you know? So there is shit like that is happening, which I kind of support, you know, because I really do think that internet nowadays... No, say 10 years ago, not so, like 15 years ago in 2005, not so much. But nowadays in 2021, dude, the internet is, I feel like it should be a utility service.
Oh, yeah, I completely agree.
You know, there's no reason why some kid has to go home or whatever from school, and he needs to research something about lions in Africa, and he can't because he doesn't have internet.
He gets the Encyclopedia Britannica out and have
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, there's no reason that kids should be doing that these days. You know what I mean? Like you literally have the power of the internet at your hands.
And they would probably just have to go to the library even. Like, if they didn't own internet, they'd probably just go to the library. I don't think they would even try to research anything. You know, you just there is nothing modern enough anymore that you can even do research on without using the internet. Like,
exactly.
Where are you going to find the books unless you go to the library? Where are you going to find, besides the library, that's your only option as a student, I would think.
Yeah.
You could go to Barnes & Noble or something and buy the book, I guess.
Buy a book. Then you're paying for the fucking book.
Right, you might as well be getting internet, because you're buying a book every week or a month or...
Yeah, So yeah, I'm with you there. Like, but anyways, I'm looking at a Starlink right now on it says here that beginning this month you can actually pre-order. You can pre-order your Starlink Mayo for $99. You deposit $99. You can pay this with a credit card, and in return you'll get an estimated coverage date of either 2021 or 2022 based on your location. So they kind of take your location, right? You give your address to them. And you say, I live in Seattle, Washington.
And they send a drone to your house. They park it above there.
They send a satellite into space.
Oh, okay. You get your own satellite.
They try to line up the satellite near that city or whatever. Like they try to say, like, okay, we need a satellite above Seattle. We need a satellite above New York City. And they try to line up a satellite near that area to get you to be able to link to that satellite. Mm-hmm. And it says here that according to independent third-party tests, Starlink provides an average download speeds of 55.59 megabits per second, with the top speed of 194.44 megabits per second. And that's pretty good, like over like a satellite connection. That is actually pretty fucking fast, they said, compared to like normal... Like right now, you can go to like there's other satellite internet providers out there you can sign up for right now, but they're not nearly as fast or nearly as good.
Yeah, here in Ohio,
like 20.
When you get countryside in the farm countries and the farm areas, you run into this a lot, and I get this question a lot from people from outside the city.
Satellite internet.
They're like, "How do I get better internet?" And I'm like, "Well, what do you have? First and foremost." And they're like, "Oh, I have like Dish Network Internet," or they they give you me like a name, and I'm like, is it like is it like satellite internet? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, it's okay. Like their speed would be like 2 meg at the time when I talked to them, or 10 meg. But the problem is they have a cap, and so they're like, I have like a 10 gigabyte cap. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And like today's era, 10 gigabytes. Nothing, and so like it's so hard because they just have no options. Like you have to use this. It's your only option out there in the middle of nowhere. And I've actually had some friends that live like a mile away from the last pole for like actual good internet. And he's like, yeah, I have to pay for this, 10 gig limit, 10 meg download, and it's like $100 a month. And people that live a mile down the road get AT&T fiber that gets 1,000 down and 1,000 up for half the cost.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy, like the satellite version.
You're lucky, Nypron. You really are, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like us on the West Coast and like probably people like in the East Coast, like the big cities like New York and shit, we're all pretty lucky because we got pretty decent internet. Mm-hmm. But everyone in the Midwest and shit, dude, like they don't, and that's what people fail to realize. Like they don't have that good internet sometimes.
And I remember too, one of my friends in San Diego, they're saying that he lives in like a big apartment complex with like multiple floors, and it's kind of like
the same internet.
Yeah, and they all use the same internet, so he pays a certain amount, and they all have like one internet package, and everybody uses it. And like that's kind of interesting too. That like kind of like the city thing, like except for this one. Apartment complex just covers the internet and everybody gets it, and they split the cost or something like that. But
yeah,
there's also that Project Kuiper, Kuiper. This is a project by Amazon where they're trying to copy SpaceX's Starlink, where they're shooting satellites into space as well. And but the thing about Project Kuiper is that they're like way behind Starlink. Starlink already has beta users, where Kuiper is still like, they're still like developing their satellites. You know what I mean? So they're still like trying to figure out like the satellite systems or whatever to send in space. While Starlink already has like, I think they said they have 10,000 beta users already. So they have 10,000 people that have signed up for the $500 package or whatever to beta test the shit. And they, Kuiper has a certain like a speed limit or something on the internet as well. Like they don't have like the SpaceX's Starlink. Their goal is to have 1 gigabyte internet, Mayo. Like their goal, like Elon Musk said, our goal with Starlink is to have 1 gigabyte per second or whatever. You know, like we're gonna have like 1 gig speed. Like that is our goal with Starlink. That's why he's trying to shoot as many satellites as he can in space or whatever. So apparently the more satellites he has, the better the connection or whatever. But Project Kuiper, they barely got the approval from the FCC, and they have now been approved to send about 3,200 satellites into low orbit, you know, so like into space or whatever. And but they have not put one into low orbit yet. So like they're way behind Starlink. So I mean, as far as we can tell right now, Starlink is kind of kicking their asses. You know what I mean? But hey, you never know. Amazon may be able to like bundle this with their Amazon Prime or something, and then that's how they beat Starlink. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you have Amazon Prime, you have Amazon Internet, woo! You know what I mean? Or some shit like that, you know? Like, they could do that, you know? Like, they're really good about... Amazon's been really good about, like, bundling all their services, you know? Like, their fucking Audible books and their fucking Prime and their... With Prime, you get this, and this. You get music, cloud storage, fucking video, fucking free delivery, you know? Because I remember when Prime used to be just about, like, free delivery, really. And then it'd be like, oh, now you get streaming, and now you get cloud storage, and now you get, like, backup music, fucking, like a music player type thing, like Spotify and all kinds of shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's that. Fuck all this shit. Let's get into some news. Let's get into some video game news.
Time. Beep, 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 beep. Since Gunny's not here.
Scalpers are saying that the press is treating them unfairly.
What?
That they are a valuable industry.
Those mean press people. Jesus, you consider press. Quit picking on these scalpers. Quit being mean to them.
Says here, a man going only by Jordan spoke with Forbes magazine, and he said that he thinks the press coverage has been unfair. He said, quote, "There seems to be a lot of bad press on this incredibly valuable industry.
Oh, I'm sure it's valuable.
I do not feel that it's justified.
It's quite valuable to him.
All we are acting as is middlemen for the limited quantity items," he said. It says here, Jordan co-founded a private group called The Lab, which charges people for advice on how to scalp products. This type of business is known as a cook group. Jordan admitted that he picked up 25 PlayStation 5s last month, and he sold them for about $967 each. He justifies this, Nypron, by comparing it to the retail market. He says, quote, "Essentially, every business resells their products. Tesco, for example, buys the milk from the farmers for 26 pence or so per liter, and then they sell it on for upwards of 70 pence per liter. No one ever seems to complain to the extent as they are currently doing towards us." Oh my God.
So basically, they're saying, you know, we're the distributor and
they're fucking bullshit.
We're the good guys. We're helping you. We're helping you out, Jesus. We're helping you out by charging you double the price and making enough money to buy more, and buying all the PlayStation so you can't. We're helping you out.
Jordan, you are a piece of shit. All right.
Right, because isn't that part of the problem? If they weren't scalping them and buying them so fast, wouldn't you and I, Jesus, probably have a PS5 by now?
Yeah, we would easily.
And we wouldn't be paying the high prices on this really hard to get PlayStation 5?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, yeah, they are going to be out of stock still, probably. But they wouldn't be as hard to get as they are now. Because people like Jordan buying 25 of them at a time.
Says here the lab's other co-founder, who goes by the codename Reagan, he shared screenshots of the bot they used called Velox. Reagan said in some cases the program could complete a purchase in under 3 seconds. Man. In under 3 seconds. It's also said that this software can bypass 3D security and credit card authentication process required in the UK. Says here, so yeah. There's that. So,
no, but Walmart's helping us. They're monitoring these bots, and I don't think that's really the case. I think they can still. Yeah. When Walmart had them the other day, I tried to get
Walmart,
in.
Do you really think Walmart
shot.
gives a fuck? Do you really think they give a fuck?
They sell them.
If I was the Walmart chief financial officer or whatever the fuck, the guy that controls their finances, I would be like, guys, just say, okay, I will tell the PR guys, all right, guys, you need to say that we're going to monitor this and we're going to keep control of the bots and we're going to not let these scalpers buy any of these consoles. And then I turn around and tell the fucking tech guys and be like, hey, guys, as soon as we could put these online and sell them, just fucking sell them.
Why put money into research and development to prevent you from selling something?
Why? Let's just fucking sell these guys, all right? Come on now, let's get these out as fast as possible so we get our next order in from Sony. We already got another PO open for them, so they're ready to ship us the next 100,000 consoles.
The next boat's on the way.
Yeah, the boat's on the way. Okay, let's get these out the fucking door, guys. These are taking up space in my warehouse. Hurry it up, motherfucker. Why would you do that? Why? You're right, Mayo. It's like saying we're gonna invest money to prevent us from making money.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, let's slow down. And it's probably easier to ship. You could probably ship 50 of them to the same spot.
Yeah, you ship 50 of them, bulk ship those fucking things in a pallet or something.
Right, you put them on a pallet, wrap that sucker up, and send it in FedEx or something. I don't know.
Send that shit to the same house. Who the fuck cares? You're right, Mayo. I don't believe this bullshit.
See, these scalpers are nice. They are helping people like Walmart and Best Buy.
Oh, man. Bullshit. Moving on to more news. It says here Jack Black has now joined Cate Blanchett in the Borderlands movie. It says here that Jack Black, who is the star of Jumanji,
never heard of him,
will be playing Claptrap.
Interesting.
What?
He is gonna be doing the voice of Claptrap in the upcoming movie for Borderlands. And apparently Kevin Hart is also in this movie.
Kevin Hart.
Cate Blanchett. So those are the 3 main characters that we have so far. It says here so that's kind of interesting, right? Like see all these people coming into this. I feel like it could be a funny movie. These are all pretty funny people, So sure, Blanchett is set to star as the legendary thief Lilith, while Kevin Hart will play the skilled soldier Roland, and Curtis is going to fill the role of Tannis. So I don't see Kevin Hart as Roland. But whatever, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see what they do, I just hope it's not like some real cheesy, they seem like the only time they make a video game movie, it's really cheesy.
Yeah, you're right. What was that movie that came out last? Was it Ready Player One? Was that a video game movie?
Not really, because it's not. There's no video game in it. It's a video game environment, and it talks about video games, but it's not based off a game. I would say maybe the last one is like Tomb Raider. Really, that was any
Monster
good.
Hunter. Monster Hunter.
Oh, the Monster Hunter movie, and they also made a WoW, or not WoW, but
book movie.
Oh yeah, that Yeah, was that
maybe it was
Warcraft?
Yeah,
was it
Warcraft.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Warcraft movie.
I mean, some of them haven't been bad, but most of them are not great.
Yeah, that Warcraft movie was okay.
Because then you had like the Street Fighter movies and the Mortal Kombat movies and.
Dude, I remember the Warcraft movie. Like as a World of Warcraft player, like I was super hyped. I had like face paint, like Warcraft paint, and then I thought it would be like adventures kind of movie where you have people hyped up.
Yeah,
Warcraft fanatics. There was not a lot. I was the only one that was, excited for it. Everyone else was just regular movie series.
People, right? Like, did you enjoy it? Like I have never seen it actually.
Oh, you haven't?
I'm not a WoW player. Would I get satisfaction watching it still?
I did enjoy it mainly because I'm a Warcraft fanatic and I know the lore behind all of the characters, but I do understand that people that are not Warcraft players, that they don't really understand what the hell is going on.
Do you think it would help them? Like, do you think it encouraged people at all to get into WoW? Like, say they've never seen WoW or never played WoW and they just watched this movie, do you think it would encourage them to check out WoW?
No, I don't think so.
No. Or would it do the opposite? Would it push them away? Be like, I don't want to do this,
push them away,
this nerd stuff,
Yeah, it was weird. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, anyways, moving on now. Let's move on to some more news, Mayo. Kingdom Hearts is coming to the PC as an Epic Store exclusive. And I actually saw this today on the Epic Store. I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
No, is it? Can't I... Maybe I'm wrong. Can't I play Kingdom Hearts on Game Pass now on the PC? Maybe not.
No.
I'm going to look. Okay, yeah. 'Cause I remember seeing it on my Xbox, right?
Yeah.
But...
Anyways, the release is now set for March 30th, Nypron, which includes the following games. It would include Kingdom Hearts 3, plus the Remind DLC, Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue for $60. It would also include Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory for $60 and Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 11.5 Remix for $50. So, yeah.
Would I be better off playing these on the Game Pass on my Xbox?
I think so.
I mean...
yeah. I mean, what really are they going to have on the PC that's going to make them look better? Really? Like,
yeah, maybe even a higher frame rate. But sometimes those games, like when they port them like that, they don't even give you unlocked frame rate, so it might be locked at 60.
Yeah. Yeah, just play this on your console, dude.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
So you Game Pass owners out there, play on your Xbox. If you're on a PlayStation, I guess play on your PlayStation. I don't know, buy it there, I guess. But I guess if you only own PC, then I guess you're excited, maybe getting to check it out. If you never have checking out a Kingdom Hearts game, I enjoyed it. I played the first one and I really enjoyed it, even though it was very kid-like. Going through the Disney environments and, Disney princess type stuff and Mickey Mouse worlds or whatever. I don't remember anymore, but I remember people like, in my household in the time when I was playing, they're like, what are you playing? And, you have Goofy and Donald Duck running around with you. And, and I'm like, this game's really good. Don't make fun of me, But
like, how old are you, man? Why are you playing this?
But yeah, I enjoyed it back in.
I played the latest Kingdom Hearts. I kind of stopped playing because the story was kind of going everywhere. I had no idea what the hell was going on. Next thing I know, I was in a Toy Story world. I'm like, what? Why am I here?
Yeah, I remember I tried it on the Xbox. I was excited when it came to Game Pass, the newest one, and I made it to the intro trailer, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? They're like playing chess or something, and they're showing different things, and I only ever played the very first one, and so I was like, I'm not going to understand this, and I just uninstalled it. And so I'm like, I should get back into it and check it out, but I just uninstalled it.
Yeah,
Anyways,
it's really confusing.
let's move on now to some more news. Wait, hold on. I gotta take a drink here. Fuck. I'm drinking Blue Moon, ladies and gentlemen. Blue Moon. Earlier this week, we have learned that CD Projekt Red was hacked, with the attackers obtaining the source code for Cyberpunk 2077, The Witcher 3, and Gwent, alongside other documents from CD Projekt Red, including their entire HR documents for their employees.
Wow.
That's fucked. But apparently, that information was sold because CD Projekt Red said that they would not give in to the ransom demands by the hackers because the hackers demanded like so much money from them or whatever. Instead, CD Projekt Red took the stand of, you know what, we're going to go public with this and we're going to just say we're not going to pay this. So the hackers did what they said they were going to do, and they sold it at an auction. And now they sold the source code for the Red Engine, which is the engine CD Projekt game uses for their games. And also they sold everything else with that file. Like everything that they stole from the company, they sold it at an auction. It says here that the only thing that the person that bought all this information from them, from the hackers, the only stipulation he gave or they gave when they bought it was that they were not going to further try to like resell this to somebody else. Like they were going to like turn around and auction it off themselves. So it's hard to know who bought this or why they bought this. You know, it could have been CD Projekt Red that bought it. I don't know who bought it. But yeah.
I guess, you know, the hackers send out a ransom for like $10 million and they sell it for like $5 million on the internet, and just CD Projekt Red buys it, you know, for $5 million.
It was them the whole time.
they got a 50% discount.
Yeah, woo!
We got it back, guys. No worries. We just took some of that Cyberpunk money and recouped it. That's all.
Yeah. They said that they had no plan to pay any ransom or cooperate with the attackers.
So I really don't know what all this means, like what all is involved with source code. I'm just assuming it's like their game engine and how the game works and all that kind of stuff. And maybe some of that's like their HR information on their employees is bad. But like I don't think any of us people that bought the game are really all that compromised. I don't know if it has like some of our information. You know, like how we used to pay for the game or anything like that. I don't know what all is involved in that, but but usually in general, I usually don't worry a whole lot when I see something like, you know, and there's like been a data breach of some form. You know, you see like where Microsoft gets hacked or whatever, or Sony got hacked, you know, and you know your information is given away. Like I never get real paranoid about that because I'm pretty confident anymore that everybody has my information. You know, if they wanted it, I'm sure it's out there. And you know, you just gotta be diligent in watching your bank statements and your debit card balances and all that kind of stuff, and catching that stuff when it happens early. You know, if you get you know, account gets hacked or whatever. I've never had that problem, luckily, but I do know people that have. You know that. Yeah. They're like, oh, I got a message from my bank. They want to know how I'm...
Fuck, dude, I got a letter from the IRS saying that somebody got a job under my name or something like that. They're like, hey, Jesus, somebody has a job under your name, but don't worry, it's all good. Like, we got you. I'm like, okay.
Yes.
It's real nice, guys. Anyways, it says here that the auction started at $1 million. That was the beginning bid. $1 million was the lowest bid.
$1 million.
And you can buy it now for $7 million. If you wanted the buy it now option, you could pay $7 million and buy it now. Kind of like, you know, like eBay or whatever, where you have the buy it now price. That was the buy it now price, $7 million. So, yeah. Who knows? Did Nypron take off? What's Nypron doing?
He's going to be back in just a second.
Okay. Moving on to more news. Tales from the Borderlands. Oh, one of my favorite Telltale games, if not my favorite. Since following the developer Telltale Game Studios' closure in 2018, Tales from the Borderlands and other games by Telltale were delisted from digital storefronts. Since one of Telltale's most popular games, Tales from the Borderlands is an episodic narrative game in the style of a comic book set in the Borderlands universe between the stories of Borderlands 2 and 3. So now, to the delight of all of its fans, it will return to digital storefronts on February 17th. So yeah, it's going to come back. Yeah.
Soon. That's about 3 days from now.
Yeah.
4 days.
That's cool, because that game was really fucking cool, man.
I've never played this one, so I was kind of excited. I remember you saying this was one of your favorites, and
yeah,
I've only ever played a couple of the Telltale games, so...
yeah, it was really fucking good. I really enjoyed Tales from the Borderlands. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I look forward to playing it. I'll even play it again. Even shit.
Yeah. So, and I wonder if it's gonna be on all the storefronts. If I can just buy it on Steam, or if I'll have to buy it on the Epic Store.
You don't even need to play the previous Borderlands to get the story of this game. You know what I mean? Like, that's how well the story is done in this game, where like it brings you into that universe without even knowing much of the Borderlands universe altogether. So, yeah.
Yeah. What was the other one? There's another one that's really popular, and I know I didn't play it, but
Wolf Among Us.
I have that one. It was another game-based one. I want to say maybe it was the Batman one. No,
that one is good too. Yeah.
There was another one. I just can't remember what it was now. Maybe it was Batman, but somebody kept raving about one of them that was really good, based off another game series.
Yeah. Anyways, let's move on to more news. This is some pretty crazy news here. League of Legends developer Riot Games continues to be in the news for all the wrong reasons, man. All the wrong reasons.
That's the wrong way to get your name out there.
This time thanks to a new lawsuit accusing CEO Nicolo Laurent of sexual harassment, gender discrimination, and wrongful termination. The lawsuit, as reported by the Washington Post, was filed with the L.A. County Superior Court in January by former Riot Executive Assistant Sharon O'Donnell, who joined the company back in 2017 and then was fired in July of last year. In the suit, O'Donnell claims that Laurent subjected her to numerous sexual comments, inviting her to travel with him and to work from his house when his wife was away, asking if she could, quote, could handle him when they were alone at his house, end quote. When O'Donnell declined, Laurent is alleged to have become very hostile with her, limiting her workplace responsibilities and even having her fired after she reported the incident to Riot's HR department. According to the filing, quote, O'Donnell believes that by this conduct, Laurent explicitly and implicitly conditioned job benefits and the absence of job detriments on her acceptance of sexual conduct. It says here that Laurent is also alleged to have made demeaning comments focusing on O'Donnell's gender, criticizing her abusive tone, and saying that she should be more feminine. In a statement provided to media outlets in response to the lawsuit, Riot wrote, the plaintiff was dismissed from the company over 7 months ago based on multiple well-documented complaints from a variety of people, and any suggestion otherwise is simply false. However, the company says it has established a special committee of its board of directors to oversee an investigation conducted by an outside law firm into these allegations. It also says that Laurent has pledged his full cooperation and support during this whole process, and the company is committed to ensuring that all claims are thoroughly explored and appropriately resolved. So, yeah. It says here, core to giving rioters confidence in our commitment to cultural transformation is taking all allegations of harassment or discrimination very seriously, thoroughly investigating claims and taking action against anyone who is found to have violated our policies. That's what Riot Games said. Sister O'Donnell's filing follows the news of late last month that Riot was once again attempting to force plaintiffs in a long-running gender discrimination lawsuit through individual arbitration after one state agency claimed the woman involved could be entitled to over $400 million. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So yeah. Anyways. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
That's $400 million for one person?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, holy shit, that is a lot of money, dude. Now that's like one person suing you out of like however many are in this group. Yeah. Anyways. Let's move on now here to more news. I got some news for you from Eurogamer. It says here there's a company now selling PlayStation replacement plates for the PS5. It says here Canadian-based device customization company called D-Brand launched its replacement PS5 plates dubbed Dark Plates with the brazen attitude towards the prospect of a Sony takedown. It says here they're on sale. These are matte black and will set you back at least $49 with the cost of shipping. It says here, with the release of Dark Plates, the unthinkable has happened, D-Brand says on his website. We've taken Sony's monumental achievement in bad design and then fixed it. We can only assume that our prices are in the mail.
Wow.
Yeah. They pretty much are telling Sony, like, fuck you, sue us if you want to, whatever. Like, what are you going to do about it? We're going to sell these fucking plates. So, yeah. Yeah. Anyways.
They even have a fancy texture on their plates.
Yeah,
As do the official PS5 plates, so they have the same kind of texture and everything, but it's slightly different than Sony's PlayStation's face button design.
Yeah, like the little designs of like the buttons or whatever, like triangle, circle, square, X or whatever. I think they omit the X, but they kind of have it in there, you know. Like, yes, according to the Dark Plates website, they have a go ahead and sue us on top of the website. They also have a thing that says, when you look at this microscopic texture inside the Dark Plates, what do you see? And they have a question mark, and then it says the answer, totally legal. They say if your answer is familiar but legally distinct apocalyptic spin on the classic PlayStation button shapes, you might be one of our lawyers. And then it says here, go ahead and sue us. According to them, they have sold out of their first 3 waves of the PS5 plates, and the limited stock of the matte black option for the disc edition console is set to be available for shipping in May. So there's that. I mean, they're probably making a killing off of these, right? Like,
probably.
How much do you think it costs for them to like mass produce these? Like $5 a piece, maybe.
Probably, yeah, probably.
$4 a piece, $3 a piece, if that. You know, like it can't be that much money. This is a fucking plastic mold, dude. You know what I mean? You can get like a Chinese fucking factory to fucking plastic mold you a bunch of fucking plates.
Right. You can probably get more of these than you can get PlayStation 5s right now.
Yeah, no kidding. Anyways. Moving on to more news. Yeah, move on to more news. Speaking of PS5 there, Nypron.
Oh, PS5, okay.
A U.S. law firm has now filed a lawsuit against PlayStation 5 for their DualSense Drift. That's right. The same company is called Chemicals, Schwartz, Kreiner, and Donaldson Smith, CSK&D. That's the law firm. This is the firm behind the ongoing class action lawsuit against Nintendo over the Joy-Con Drift. They have now decided to also sue PlayStation 5 for drift on their controllers, for defective controllers.
I feel like everybody has this issue now.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah.
And it's just a lawsuit in general.
Everyone's getting sued, Mayo. Everyone. You got a joystick? That shit better not drift.
Clean your controllers.
Because you're going to get sued.
Yeah.
Anyways, we went on here to More news. Speaking of Mass Effect Remaster last week, there are a few changes being made to Mass Effect Remastered. All right? Mass Effect Remastered changes, Nypron. They're happening. So they pretty much are making a ton of changes to like visual enhancements, performance enhancements. But they're also changing some of the controls for the Mako. Remember the Mako, that stupid ass
That's the vehicle, right?
Yeah, you had to drive that shit everywhere in Mass Effect 2. Oh man, that thing sucked. The fucking show is trash. But they're making changes to that.
What about the animations? There's like facial animations and stuff.
That's true, right? Yeah.
That
What were you gonna say?
that's what threw me off on the first Mass Effect. Is the facial animations are like really awkward to me. It's like I can't really blend in with that.
It says here, according to the story, the original story won't change much, but the extended cut of Mass Effect 3's ending will be the default ending for this new trilogy remaster thing. It says here, when Mass Effect first launched, Mass Effect 3 first launched, people were pissed off at the ending.
Yes, they were very mad at the ending.
And now they've pretty much said, okay, well, that ending doesn't exist. We're going to just stick with the ending that we made afterwards, that DLC ending or whatever, like that extended cut ending. Also, they said that this is going to include all the DLC for Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, except for Pinnacle Station DLC that was for Mass Effect 2. They said that they lost the source code for that. Like they just lost it somewhere, and they can't remake it. So that DLC will not be a part of this story anymore, they said. Which is kind of bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
Like,
how do you lose something?
Do you lose?
Yeah.
How do you lose that, dude? Like, who the fuck was in charge of that?
Oops, sorry guys. I had it on a flash drive over here in my desk, and next thing I know, it's gone.
I needed to make room for Call of Duty, and I deleted it.
Right. I formatted it by accident, but now Call of Duty doesn't fit, so now it's just a useless flash drive.
Like, what the fuck, dude? So yeah, they've also changed out like the long elevator rides from Mass Effect 2. They kind of got rid of those.
And that was like the load screen, basically the game with loading, right?
Yeah.
So that's just saying, the new technology, better load times.
Sweet.
So that's not really
Yeah. They also are giving more forgiving morality checks. Also, they're making a squad mates and enemy AI enhancements, boss fights rebalancing, and a dedicated melee button in Mass Effect 1. And they're also tweaking the cover system to work with the Mass Effect 1 game as well. So the cover system in Mass Effect 2 and 3 will be ported to the Mass Effect 1 game. And so yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I never played Mass Effect. So
wow.
Also, if you remember Mass Effect 3 where they had that multiplayer, like that thing where like if you played the multiplayer, it would affect your single player, like how much support you got in the single player or something. Mm-hmm. They said they got rid of all that. They're like, yeah, that doesn't exist in this. They're like, we know that people want to play Mass Effect for the single player. Like, so we just got rid of that. There's no multiplayer at all. The Mass Effect Trilogy Remastered. Yeah, so they got rid of that. And that sucks because there's people like Brink that really enjoyed that. I fucking never liked it, but he really liked it a lot. And so it sucks for him. But hey, man, like, yeah, I guess you just get to focus on the single player. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's that, guys.
Wait,
Any more news you drug up over
should I
there?
pick this up?
Should you pick it up?
Wait, should you? What is this kind of stupid question? Is that?
Nypron, this game is a must-have. Like,
Yeah.
for one, especially if you've never played it. If you've never played Mass Effect, guaranteed must pick up. If you've already played it and you know the story, still pick it up. Like,
Yeah, and if you played it and beat all of them, still pick it up and replay it, dude. What the fuck?
It's one of those games that you want to play. It's one of those games you just don't really want to miss out on.
I'm so fucking excited for this game. I am.
Nypron, you got to make such hard decisions in that game. Like, and the coolest thing about it was if you played them in order, your decisions carried over into the next one. Like, so I remember when that happened, when that first came out. You know, when I finished the first Mass Effect, when the Mass Effect 2 came out, and they're like, all your characters are going to basically transfer over. Because what happens, Nypron, is you have to make hard decisions in each one. And
like sometimes you got to save, like sometimes you got to save one guy over the other guy. And you're like we have to sacrifice one guy and he has to stay behind and like he has to hold off the enemies while you get into the ship and take off. And you know that character is going to die right there. Like, he's done. Like, he's sacrificing his life to save your life.
And he'd be done in that whole entire series. Or you could choose to save him and go a different route, and somebody else dies. Yeah. And those characters will actually be dead in the newer ones. So when you play forward, those characters are still gone. If you don't kill him off and you kill the other guy off, that character is gone in the new ones. So it's really cool how it continues on. So... Cool. That was really neat. And you have to make hard decisions. I'm telling you, Nypron, it's not easy decisions. It's like, okay, this two group of characters, they really are helpful to you, and you've grown attached to them. Like, they've been part of your crew for probably like 15 hours of gameplay. And you really like them, and you put points in them, and they have skills and abilities that they use. And now you're going, I have to choose between these two, and like the two races don't like each other, and like, okay, you're gonna kill the last person of this race or something like that, then I can't. That other character will be like, I can't accept that, you know, or because it's my race, you can't like extinct my race, you know. And then the other character's like, well, I want this race dead. This race, you know, hunts my race down and kills my race, basically. And so they're responsible for us dying, and we're going to be extinct if you don't, you know. So you have to choose which race is going to be extinct in a way. Like, choices like that in the game.
Yeah. It's fucked. It's fucked.
And then it's got good action, so it's very, being a Destiny player.
I can't believe you've never played this.
And being a Destiny player, it feels very Destiny-like to me. It's outer space shooter, kind of like, it's got some strategy elements to it though, because you can pause the game, and you can kind of tell your teammates what to do, and then the game goes live again, and it's a first-person shooter. It's kind of a cover-based shooter, but.
You know, I play. You know, I'll admit it. I played the first one, but I didn't. I only gave like only 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
What threw me off?
What
threw me off is the animations. Like, it looked very blocky.
Yeah, but I mean, it's very old. I mean, it's been around for a long. It's what, 360? I know Bill called me out.
Or something?
Yeah, Bill called me out. I guess it was out on the console first. I remember it being on the PC first, but he said it released on the 360 first, and it came out on PC like 6 months later. And for some reason, you know, I wasn't a console guy at the time, but for some reason I thought it was a PlayStation first game or a PC first game, and then later came to console. But I must have been just thinking backwards, or the article I saw talking about the controls, you know, like maybe they're trying to figure out how they ported them over, and the game is unique on the PC because they got rid of the scroll wheel and stuff. You know, on the PC you just had F5 and F1 and F2 for your loadouts.
Oh yeah, the scroll wheel. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and they got rid of that. So it must have been what the article was about.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick this up, guys. I'll let you know.
Do it, man. No,
but definitely the anniversary year.
Never, ever come back here again.
Not until you play it.
Not until you play it. I will not accept you as a guest ever.
Okay, I'll let you guys know.
Okay. Moving on to more news. Speaking of shooters, speaking of EA, DICE Los Angeles is back on Battlefield.
Yes, they are.
Woo! After a year making plans to break off from the series, says here, when he assumed the leadership of DICE LA studio last year, Respawn boss Vince Zampella had big plans in mind. Mayo, he had big plans. The support studio would be working on new, original games outside the shadow cast by DICE's Stockholm office back in Sweden. Fuck those Swedish guys. We want to make our own shit in DICE LA. But that might all still be true someday, but for the time being, it looks like now DICE LA is back on board with Battlefield. That news comes courtesy of some cryptic tweets on part of DICE LA Senior Design Director Justin Weeb, asking followers to guess what EA franchise he is thrilled to be working on now. One by one, he checked off various properties, no prizes for guessing where the thread ended up. It's wondrous I get to work on a game I fell in love with almost 20 years ago, he remarked in a follow-up tweet. The sandbox play of 1942 was just amazing for its time. I look forward to hearing from all of you what you loved and hope for in a future Battlefield game. Says here, DICE LA has a long history of supporting the series, contributing back to Battlefield 1 and 5 and Hardline as an expansion of DICE's Swedish office. But Sampella's arrival seemed to herald an overhaul for the studio. And yeah. Sampella is now running that studio, and that's after Titanfall and all that shit came out, and I'm pretty sure that was after Apex, right? Then he got control of that studio after Apex.
I think so.
And then he was like, I'm done with Respawn. I'm moving on to my own studio now in DICE LA. Yeah, because they got bought out by EA. He released that fucking Apex Legends. And then he was like, I'm done with Respawn. I'm going down to DICE LA. And he went to DICE LA, and they're like, oh, we're going to work on those super cool VR games. And then that VR game kind of flopped terribly. And then now they're like, oh, fuck, okay, let's go back to Battlefield.
Yeah,
Let's go back to
idea.
Battlefield, guys. Battlefield doesn't seem so bad now, does it? Anyways, so there's that. I'm excited to see what they come up with, man. Like I said, I'm really excited for Battlefield.
I ran across a video. I can't remember if it was on Twitter or if it was on Facebook where I saw this, and it was supposed to be like a little clip of like that, and it looked amazing. You might have saw it too, Jesus, because we're in the same social media type stuff. It started off and it showed like a bunch of muddy water, and there's like these birds flying through the air, and they get into a shootout with this guy in a tank. And there's like a concrete wall to the right, and they like shoot through the wall, like they break up a section of the wall, and the wall falls down, and they can go through. So like not just like a big section of the wall, but like wherever they shot, it took that chunk away. And so like the environments is supposed to be like a whole new way of destructible environments and a way of interacting with them. Like you can shoot down the wall, but it doesn't take the whole wall down. It just takes away where you shoot. And it looked really cool because it showed him going through, and he come around and flank the guy from the side and like kills the guy in the tank and stuff. But it looked really, really good and really realistic looking, and with the full destruction of the environments and everything, it looks really cool, and I'm excited.
Oh, I'm so fucking hyped for that game. You don't even know, man. You don't even know.
Especially back to the what was it, the 120 or 128 players, whatever, 2 teams of 64.
Yep. Hell yeah, dude. Moving on to more Battlefield-related stuff. We're talking about 6 Days in Fallujah. This is a game that was originally being made by a company called Victura and Highwire Games. They're the ones making it now, actually. And this is a project that was originally announced by Atomic Games and Konami back in 2009, before it was dropped by Konami. So this game was removed by Konami back in 2009 because there was a lot of controversy around it, because it was surrounding the depiction of the real-life Second Battle of Fallujah, which took place back in the Iraq War of 2004, or back in 2004 of the Iraq War. And many feared that video games wouldn't accurately convey the seriousness of that event, which at the time, they were probably right. So, back then, people were, they still haven't played that Mission No Russian for Modern Warfare 2. People didn't, play a lot of that shit, like we haven't played all the military games we played now. And so people were pretty much complaining about it back then, and they kind of like, Konami said, you know what, we can't really make this, So one of the key groups that spoke against it back then was this thing called Stop the War Coalition Peace Group. They stated that making a game out of a war crime and to capitalize on the death and injury of thousands is sick. They also cited that an estimated 1,000 civilians died in Fallujah from the bombardment and raids of the U.S., and shared the fact that the town's football stadium had to be turned into a cemetery to deal with all the dead bodies. Says here, so, of course the game had a fair share of supporters as well, though. It had former SAS, British Special Forces, soldier Andy McNabb, arguing that war had been used for entertainment by the media for many years, arguing that the events in Fallujah were, as far as the Americans are concerned, are like folklore, along with the point that America's army had been simulating real-life events like this for many years. And that's true, because America's Army was one of those like recruiting games for the military. Mm-hmm. You guys remember that game?
Yep.
So now Victoria is publishing, it's a publishing company created by former Atomic Games and Destineer CEO Peter Tamte. And, he released a press release saying the company, was created with the goal of bringing a new 6 Days in Fallujah to players. Says here that they shared an interesting quote stating that it's hard to understand what combat is actually like through fake people doing fake things in fake places. This generation showed sacrifice and courage in Iraq as remarkable as any in history, and now they're offering the rest of us a new way to understand one of the most important events in our century. It is time to challenge the outdated stereotypes of what video games can be. It says here that the official website also included a section on why the developers believe this game is necessary, stating that, quote, when we originally announced 6 Days in Fallujah back in 2009, we learned that some people believed video games shouldn't tackle real-life events. To these people, video games seem more like toys than a medium of capable communication for something insightful, and we disagree. It says here, throughout history, we've tried to understand our world through events that happen to somebody else. 6 Days in Fallujah asks you to solve these real-life challenges for yourself. We believe that trying to do something for ourselves can help us understand not just what happened, but why it happened the way it did. Video games can connect us in ways that other media cannot. Yeah.
I can see that. I mean, he makes a good point there.
So, they're going down the road of authenticity with the fact that over 100 Marines, soldiers, and Iraqi civilians who were actually present during the Second Battle of Fallujah will be involved in the game's development. So that's pretty wild. Like, they're actually having like all these soldiers and civilians. So they're getting like the perspective of different people, right? Like the civilians, the soldiers, the Iraqi soldiers. And yeah. Says here, former Marine Sergeant Eddie Garcia, who was wounded during the Battle for Fallujah and was the one who pitched the idea for the game in the first place back in 2005, said this in the press release for today's announcement. He said, sometimes the only way to understand what's true is to experience reality for yourself. War is filled with uncertainty and tough choices that can't be understood by watching someone on a TV or a movie screen make these choices for you. Video games can help all of us understand real-world events in ways that other media cannot. That's actually very true, because you're actually making the choices, right? Apparently this games will, they're making it. And will this game be a success? This is hard to tell, because there have been games like this or similar to this that don't depict war as a good thing. I don't know if you guys have ever played Spec Ops The Line, but these, Spec Ops The Line isn't a very patriotic game. It's like it's a very dark game. It covers like war crimes and fucking like, at the end of it, you pretty much lose your mind. You're like, what the fuck? It's kind of it's a real fucked up game. If you look at the actual message of the game, that game is really fucked up. And they're saying like Call of Duty, they're saying that Call of Duty is a very patriotic game. The reason that it's such a popular game in the U.S. and that the military loves it and supports it is because they're very like a gung-ho, the military is the good guys always, we're always the good guys, we're gonna fucking kick in the door, kill the terrorists, blow shit up, and wave the American flag and we win, yeah. But they're saying that's not really how it is, So yeah, so we'll see. I mean, This game is now scheduled for release for PC and consoles in 2021. So this year. And so we'll see. I mean, hopefully it comes out and it's a good game, you know? Hopefully they really tell a cool story or something, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be a cool story. It's a fucking war, but I guess. Yeah. You can tell something.
In my head, I feel like this game might be like might capture you in an emotional level, like Last of Us Part 2, but I don't know how they're gonna do it, especially in the first-person shooter game.
Yeah, like
to me, that's what it sounds like. Sounds like what they're trying to get this game to be. Try to get you on an emotional level of what these soldiers had been through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be tough, I think, to do that, you know?
Let's see.
Because people are gonna compare it to Battlefield.
Yeah.
Call of Duty. And either they're going to say it sucks or it's really good. That's going to be tough. I think you shouldn't compare it to Battlefield or Call of Duty because those games are like pretty much fiction, you know, like the article said, they're all fucking like hoorah, fucking let's blow shit up and fucking we're America, bitches. Yeah, whoa, we're gonna fucking airstrike the shit out of that building and blow it up. Yeah, America, fuck yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
One last piece of news I have for you, Mayo.
Okay.
I don't know if you're pumped about this. I kind of am. Dino Crisis has long been extinct, but now it looks like Capcom has no immediate plans to bring the once-beloved franchise back.
Uh-oh.
But Hashbane Interactive is now stepping up to the plate, Mayo, with a spiritual successor called Instinction.
Oh.
And this is a New Zealand-based developer. They've released a new teaser trailer and a few work-in-progress materials. According to the developer, the game will be releasing in 2022 for the PS5, the PS4, the Xbox Series X and X, the Xbox One, and the PC. They said, quote, "We wanted what many gamers wanted, a modern take on an age-old cult classic. A dinosaur survival game with modern mechanics and a compelling story. After 20 years of waiting, we had no choice but to make one ourselves. And it had to be amazing so as to pay homage to the original with full mod support for the community." It says here there's a teaser trailer, and but yeah, it looks really fucking good actually, man. Like the graphics look really like holy shit. This shit looks dope, dude. Like you have like modern fucking guns and you're like running away from like fucking big ass dinosaurs and like this jungle. It looks cool as shit, actually. Like the teaser trailer is really fucking good. You guys excited? You want another Dino Crisis, man?
I don't remember playing the first Dino Crisis. I might have, but I don't remember it.
You ever play like any of those, like Turok or like?
No, I didn't play Turok either.
What the fuck, man? Like
I was never big into shooters back in my early.
You're not a dinosaur guy or something.
I was never a shooter player back in my early days. Like that's probably why I'm so bad online now because I'm still catching up. You know.
Nypron, did you ever play Dino Crisis or like Turok or anything?
I played Turok a long time ago. Yeah. Back in Windows 98. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Shooting velociraptors. And yeah.
Anyways, that's pretty much all I have for news. Oh, one last piece of news. Holy shit, breaking news.
Uh-oh, breaking news.
Ubisoft has now confirmed the Division 2 title update 12 was meant to be the last title update for the game, but they have now changed their mind, and they're making more content. Woo! More content, bitches. We're coming out with more DLC, more content for 2021.
Who would have ever thought Ubisoft would continue to support a game?
Yeah, who would have thought that company out of all companies?
I mean, of all companies, a company that continues to make more DLC for a game that's like 7 years old. No, I know it's not that old, but you know, Ubisoft is just, you know, somebody needs to tell them that, why
guys, you guys need to
quit supporting these old games. No.
You guys need to make new games, you know that, right? You need to make a new Rainbow Six. Stop supporting that Siege shit. Make a new one already. It's like 10 years old now. Fuck.
Make more Assassin's Creeds, man.
Yeah, we need more Assassin's Creeds.
Yeah, more Assassin's Creeds, guys. But yeah, and that's all I have. Oh, Bam Margera says he was fired from Jackass 4. So he will not be on Jackass 4. If you guys watch the Jackass movies, he will not be on Jackass 4. Oh, and also, guys, big news for my Pokemon fans out there, Mayo.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Mayo, this is big news, all right?
Okay,
this is big news
listening.
for the Pokemon fans
all
in the
ears.
world. McDonald's has revealed that it's working quickly to restock its Pokemon 25th anniversary trading cards, following reports that scalpers are now profiting from the limited edition packs, and they're now strongly encouraging restaurants to set a limit on how many packs they can sell to individual customers. It says here, yesterday it was revealed that the commemorative Pokemon cards, which are only supposed to be attainable when customers buy a McDonald's Happy Meal mail,
okay,
all right, were being purchased in bulk by scalpers.
How do you get Billy to go buy bulk Happy Meals?
No, you buy a box from the McDonald's manager on eBay for $1,500.
I'm kidding.
All right, listen. The McDonald's spokesperson said the restaurant franchise is moving to distribute more packs to it. And I actually saw this the other day. I was at McDonald's getting lunch for my work. And it said Pokemon, and it said like they had the Pokemon for the Happy Meals, and they had like a sign that said like, "Sorry guys, we got no more Pokemon cards."
I thought you were gonna say you saw a guy buying a box of the Pokemon cards behind the McDonald's.
Oh my God, Nypron. What are we gonna do here, Nypron? We can't get our Pokemon 25th anniversary cards. This is bullshit.
Make our own Pokemon cards.
It says here, in light of Pokemon's 25th birthday, Mayo, 25 years of Pokemon, the Pokemon Company teamed up with McDonald's to distribute 50 limited edition trading cards while stocks last. The packs, which each contained 4 random cards, celebrate the franchise's heritage with all 24 starter Pokemon and series icon Pikachu in standard and foil versions.
You talk about printing your own money. Like if you're like Pokemon, you basically just can make whatever card you want and make it limited edition, and that people just go nuts over it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they might as well be their own like government entity making currency, because they can just print their own money. Like, okay, we're gonna make this card and we're gonna make 1,000 of them. And watch how much money that stuff goes for.
You leave Pokemon alone, Mayo, right?
No, I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying it's smart.
Why are you making fun of Pokemon, bro?
They're unstoppable over there.
The Pokemon Company knows what they're doing, okay? Me and Nypron are going to go get all the Pokemon cards from the McDonald's.
Man, this makes me regret selling my Pokemon cards.
Why'd you sell them, Nypron? Why'd you sell them, dude? You could have like $1 million worth of Pokemon cards right now.
I didn't expect it to blow up this big. Dang it.
Imagine if you would have added these to that collection, then you would have all the Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
God
That's
damn
crazy
it.
though, man.
God damn it, Nypron.
How much are they selling them for, the scalpers?
Scalpers, they're going for about $900.
That's all?
No.
Yeah, you
No
could buy
way.
you could buy a box on eBay right now for $1,000. Like a whole box of like the set, like the McDonald's set, a whole box for $1,000 or $900.
So are these guys getting a bad rep also? Are they just resellers helping people out?
I mean, these guys are straight up buying the boxes from the managers.
Right.
They're not even getting to the store.
Right.
It's not like they're going to the store and buying 50 Happy Meals. These motherfuckers are legit just buying it straight from the managers. These McDonald's managers need to get fired, okay? This is a violation of their McDonald's duties to make sure the McDonald's kids get all their fucking toys when they order a fucking Happy Meal, goddammit. Some bullshit, Nypron. If I was a kid and
I can see it now. Jesus is taking his daughter to McDonald's, and he's going, "You want a Happy Meal?" And she's like, "Dad, was she 8 or 10?"
Nine.
Okay, I'm 9. Dad, I don't eat Happy Meals anymore. Yes, you want a Happy Meal. You were getting a Happy Meal. Not only that, you're getting 2 Happy Meals because I'm with this card. Daddy can't get him by himself. I have to have a kid in the car, so come on.
Get all the fucking Happy Meals.
You're getting one of each.
Listen. No. You go on Tuesdays and you get Happy Meal Tuesdays, and they're like $1 something instead of like $3 or whatever.
That's still a thing.
Yeah, it's still a thing, dude. I always see like a sign that says like get a Happy Meal on Tuesday for like it's like.
I don't see a sign for that anymore, but I remember that being a thing.
Yeah, it's like a Happy Meal Tuesday where like you get like a Happy Meal for like $1 something instead of like $3 or something. See, now I go and buy like 6 Happy Meals for myself for lunch, and I get 6 Pokemon packs.
But will they sell them to you without kids in the car?
I don't know, like, yes, sir, why are you buying 6 Happy Meals?
As you roll up with your Pokemon hat on.
And my Pokemon, like, jacket. Yeah, I want my Pokemon Happy Meals. And then I get pissed off because they tell me they ran out of the cards.
Right. Yeah, you just bought like 6 Happy Meals for nothing. Be like, sir, where are my Pokemon cards?
Oh, we ran out of them. I fucking throw them back at them. You motherfucker, I want my Pokemon cards.
They give you a toy replacement.
Some bullshit. Oh, man. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. That's funny. Anyways.
They should hide these cards inside like a large cup or something. Just hide the cards in there, and then like maybe 1 in 5 cups will have a Pokemon card. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm looking at you right now. 1 Pokemon pack, Nypron. One of these Pokemon packs on eBay is going for $20. A Happy Meal costs you $1.25 on Tuesday.
Yeah.
You can sell these fucking packs for $20 a piece, motherfucker.
Nypron, get your bus to stop at McDonald's on your way to work.
Listen. All right, this guy right here on eBay has 4 Pokemon Pikachu holographic edition 25th anniversary McDonald's cards. He has 4 of them.
Yes.
He has all 4. Guess how much he's selling them for?
1,000.
500?
260. 260.
Oh,
yeah, 260.
All right, and you can buy a whole box, 150 packs for $1,500. And then you better hope you get one of those Pikachus in there or something, you know?
Oh my goodness, dude. This is...
No, I'm telling you, Nypron, you need to go to McDonald's and buy all the Happy Meals, dude.
Where's my Pokemon cards?
This guy's selling 5 packs for $90. This guy's selling the base set. So this is just the base Bulbasaur, Pikachu, Charmander, and
Squirtle.
See,
Squirtle.
That's
this
like
is the
free
base
food.
set. This guy's selling those for $150. And those are just the basic cards. They're not even the holographic cards. They're just the basic starter cards.
See, I'm just now thinking this is free food all of a sudden. Like you buy one Happy Meal, sell the cards, it pays for like 4 more Happy Meals, and then you get 4 more sets of cards, and then it pays for 10 Happy Meals.
Mayo's about to go buy all the Happy Meals, eat Happy Meals for days.
I'll be back, guys. I'm going to McDonald's. Hold on. See ya. You guys can find me on.
Buy all the Happy Meals. Can I get 10 Happy Meals? You buy 3 Happy Meals. You can feed yourself for a week.
I have 3 kids now. Well, my oldest one, he's 21 now, so he's not really a kid anymore, but I'll take the 3.
$60 though.
Yeah.
$60. You know, you sell a pack for $20 or whatever. You still make like $60 off of that Happy Meal.
Yeah, these are actually like real like playing cards. Like
these are like Pokemon. They're legit Pokemon cards. Yes.
Wow.
They're special limited edition Pokemon cards. Look, this guy's selling just the Pikachu one, and he has it in a frame. He put it in a frame. Selling it for $60. Just the Pikachu card. Just the Pikachu one. God, you know what, man? I'm really gonna go buy Happy Meals, man. You think I'm playing, Mayo?
No, I'm gonna tell my son, and he's gonna want me to take him.
Exactly. Dad, I want Happy Meals.
He normally wants the 2 cheeseburger meal. He's like, Dad, I want like 6 Happy Meals today. What?
Oh my God. I'm just letting the community know. I know our community are very avid Pokemon fans. I know I'm looking at you, Evan. I'm looking at Evan Tanaka right now. And I know Evan probably already has all these Pokemon cards. But
he's probably already bought a box already. He's probably already...
They spent $1,500 on a box. He has a box. He has him opening them all up just to find the Pikachu. He only gets like the Pikachu. He doesn't get like the other ones. Oh man, that would suck. Oh man. Anyways, that's all I have for news, people. I mean, Pikachu cards, Pokemon cards, Pokemon, as Gunny would say. Pokemon.
The Pokemon.
The Pokemon. Anyways, that's all I have for news. Let's move on now to our community questions and console corner. For the console corner, I see here Control Ultimate Edition, Concrete Genie, and Destruction All-Stars are your PlayStation Plus games for February 2021. 2021, actually, not 2021. For the Xbox, you get Resident Evil. I don't know which one, but it says just Resident Evil. Yeah, I don't know. And for the 360, you get Gears 5. What? Gears 5 was on the 360? That's not right.
I think we need a fact check Gunny when he comes back.
What the fuck is going on here, Gunny? What the fuck? There's no... Gears 5 was not on the 360.
That's the newest one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the newest one.
I think he just on the notes has it all grouped together. I think Indiana Jones was the 360 game.
Let me look it up here. Oh, no, Dead Rising. Available till February 15th, so that's a couple days from now. Gears 5 from the 1st to the 28th. Resident Evil from the 1st to the 28th. And Xbox original title, Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. Oh, you really want to play that game? Available the 1st to the 28th. Yeah.
Indiana Jones. Sounds very compelling.
Yeah, very, yeah. Why would you want to play that? That's like...
Indiana Jones.
Why? Why would you want to... Mayo, why the fuck would you want to play?
I don't know.
What's it look like? Is it like Lego or something?
No.
It's like a movie game. I'm looking up images now.
It sounds like a bad Tomb Raider.
Oh my god, the graphics on this are so bad. What? You got like a Harrison Ford.
Xbox exclusive, I guess.
Xbox World Premiere. This is so bad. Oh my god. Yeah, it looks pretty shitty, guys. I don't know if I recommend you getting this. Anyways, that's all I have for the Xbox console corner. Yeah.
Okay.
Guess we move on now to community questions, right?
Yeah.
Mayo.
All right. First question, we got a question from good old Brian Tulip Jr. And he wants to know, does Gunny know a Rob the Zombie song? I'm assuming he means
Rob Zombie song?
Rob Zombie, I'm guessing. I don't know. Unless there's something to do with the Stubbs on the Xbox, and I know we were talking about that stuff last week.
Stubbs the Zombie. Nah. Okay.
Zombie.
I don't think Gunny would know a Rob Zombie song. I don't think he would.
Is it like a metal band? Death metal?
Well, right off the rip, the only one I know right off the top of my head is Dracula. But
what the fuck is that?
the song?
Yeah.
It's like a rock song. I don't know. Rob Zombie song.
Okay, cool.
Probably his most popular.
Probably. Anyways,
Brian also wants to know, Brian Toll Jr. also wants to know, is Jesus Gonzalez that much of a sexual being that he plays in his Mass Effect games? How many K will the asses be in?
What the fuck was that? How kind of question is this?
Yeah.
Oh, that much of a sexual being as he plays in his Mass Effect games. Oh, well, I can't tell you about that, Brian, okay? It's private information.
But how many Ks are they going to be in?
Oh, in my Mass Effect game, we're going to have all the Ks. We're looking, working with Microsoft to utilize the cloud technology. We're going to use the cloud power.
Mm-hmm. The power of the cloud.
Power of the cloud. Kind of like in Crackdown 3, but we're really going to use it this time, okay, guys? We're really doing it this time. It's not some...
Is it going to take as long to develop?
Maybe. We're going to use the cloud to power the asses in my Mass Effect game. Commander Ash Shepard is going to have the greatest ass we've seen since Shakira.
Whoa.
Yes. Yes. Any more questions?
Yeah, we got MJ Ryder over here. He wants to know, when will Brian Tillip Jr. run out of questions?
Oh, well, that's a good one, Mojo.
That might be a while. And then Brian comes right back. He has another question. He says, I am sure I could fill a few 6-hour podcasts of questions, but I know Jesus is sour on that idea. So he's pretty sure he can fill a 6-hour podcast full of questions.
Yeah.
And Jesus, you're sour on that idea. You do not like that idea.
It's too many questions. Anyways.
I'm not sure. I'm going to double check Facebook here to make sure that name is right on this next question here. I'll go ahead and skip all that one and come back to it. Vader Hawk on the Discord wants to know, do you think Battlefield 6 will have a Battle Royale mode? I think Firestorm in BS5 was underrated and cannot understand why it wasn't popular. And the Battlefield series is the ideal game for a Battle Royale.
No. I don't think it will. And I don't think that it needs it. I really think that Battlefield is known for its massive multiplayer battles and shit that, like... I think at this point, it's too late in the game to get into Battle Royale. Like, I feel like Warzone, Fortnite, and Apex, and PUBG have, like, the market locked down on that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that there should be a reason why they would even waste money or resources or time to make any Battle Royale for the new Battlefield. Like, why? You don't need it. Who the fuck is playing Firestorm in 2021? Have you heard anyone play Firestorm?
Yeah, I did not.
Is there even people on Twitch playing Firestorm? The fuck? I'm going on Twitch right
like
now.
1 or 2, maybe.
Going on Twitch. Googling Firestorm. Oh, fuck. I'll read that real quick. Firestorm.
Vaderholic.
Firestorm.
Vaderholic's playing Firestorm.
Look, the only Firestorm that I see is some guy called Firestorm Squadron Firecast. Firestorm Battle Royale, right? Is that what it's called? Battle Royale. Wow. No one is live. Firestorm Battlefield. Wow, nothing, dude. Nothing. Like, what the fuck? There's nothing on here, dude. No one.
Yeah, nobody's playing.
No one is playing this, Mayo.
I wonder if they just title it, Battlefield 5, and then play it through there.
Okay.
Because You have to kind of go off the Battlefield 5 title when you do your stream.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, they should have made it a standalone game, like what Call of Duty did, like Call of Duty Warzone, instead of an add-on. I think that would have attracted more attention to the game.
Yeah.
Anyways, while you're looking up, I'm going to continue on. Cy Skinner, he wants to know Vita or PSP?
In terms of tech, Vita, but in terms of games, PSP.
Yeah, I agree with Jesus.
PSP is easier to hack and it's easier to get games onto.
Mm-hmm. I had an old PSP. I remember when they first came out. I thought it was the coolest thing. Except for the little games, the little mini disc, whatever they were. Those were a pain. But
you can buy them pretty cheap nowadays, man. You can buy a PSP for like $60 or something nowadays.
Yeah, I played a lot of SOCOM, Fire Team Bravo. I played a lot of that game on the PSP a lot. Pretty good, but I didn't play a lot on the Vita because the games are like, what? There's no games that's really interesting.
Vita didn't really have that many games.
Yeah. I have one last question for you, Jesus. Our friend Jonathan, the biggest D Hall over there, he wants to know, how is Snow Jesus doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Dude. I've been at home for the last few days. I'm doing fine. I'm alive.
Probably better, right? Get some extra gaming time in.
Yeah.
Recording on a Saturday? I mean, this is like the high life. This is high life. This is high life, Jesus.
Yeah, what the hell are you talking about, man? This is good right here. Shit. Yeah, but I'm doing good.
It's like snow day, Jesus.
I'm looking at Jonathan Hall there snowboarding. Jonathan, I see you. Anyways. Is there any more questions?
Nope, that is it. And just double check the Facebook and no more, so...
Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hey, I want to do a new. I don't know if this is what we need. Okay, I want to do a new part of the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to do a show feedback section of the show. But in order to do a show feedback section of the show, we're gonna need feedback to read off for the show part of the feedback part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm asking the community is to this week. In our Discord, go to the show feedback channel and leave us show feedback for show number 341. It could be funny, it could be shitty, it could be talking shit about us, it could be not talking shit about us, it could be saying Mayo really sucks and I'm the best host, or you were saying that I suck and Mayo's the best host, or Nypron should be the best host. Anyways, you leave us feedback and then we'll read some of that feedback on the feedback section of the show, which I believe to put in the beginning. I'm going to put it in the beginning of the show, right? Because why put it towards the end of the show?
Right, because then they'll forget about all the stuff we just talked about.
Well, so we should hopefully get some community people to leave feedback. Because I've had that channel up for a while now. Like on the Discord, I've had that thing there. But no one leaves feedback. So, like, I want to get more feedback from the community. I think this is one way to get actual feedback from them is to get them engaged on the show.
Yeah.
So, let's get you guys to leave feedback that we can read off on the show, and we look forward to seeing when you guys leave. Yeah. How about that?
Yeah, awesome.
Anyways, you can find me on everything as Jesus Walks a lot. I'll be on everything. Just everything. Just find me. I'll be playing some more Hitman 3, some more Battlefront, some more of that. Not for broadcast, because I still got to finish Chapter 2. I'll be playing all that shit. Anyways, that's me. What about you, Mayo?
Oh, man, you're going to find me, of course, on the Discord. You're going to find me over there on the old Steam machine on Origin here lately, playing Apex. We get a lot of Apex going on. I'm the Mayo 1 on Apex. Well, they're killing it. Getting better. Getting better every day. So, check me out over there. Like Jesus said, come over to the Discord, leave some feedback information, and go from there. What about you, Nypron?
You can find me on mostly everything as Nypron with a 0 instead of an O. You you can also find me on Twitch. I usually stream now, so you can find me on there as Nypron as well. And yeah.
Yeah, and find Gunny on everything as Gunny Chief. The Gunny Chief on something. Gunny Chief _ HGP on PS4. And... Or HGP Gunny. One of those two. I don't know, okay? I don't fucking know, okay? I don't know. Find them on Discord.
Yeah, find him on Discord. It's easy.
He's always playing that fucking Mud Runner, Snow Runner.
Right.
Like that's
find,
all he
find
plays.
him in Snow Runner, and then get his other accounts from there.
That's like all he fucking plays, right? Like find him there, right? And then you'll find him everywhere else. That's pretty much it. Anyways, peace out, Brussels sprouts. Thank you, Nypron, for being here, and we'll catch you on the next week's edition of the Horrible Gamers Podcast. We're out. Bye. Good night.
See ya.
Later, guys.